Well, a very good evening and welcome along to the Highfields Sports Complex for the grand final of the Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL, brought to you by Local Search, your complete digital marketing service. You're on PTV Channel O and Power FM Special Events Online. With me is Mark Alexander. How are you, Mark?
Great. Wonderful to be here, mate. It only feels like yesterday that we were at Captain Cook for the first round, where we saw a couple of nail-biters.
Yep.
Obviously, we saw the Aztecs chase down a big title against the Raptors, and the Hip Pocket Rockets defend a pretty small total against the Rob Scan Knight Riders. So it's quite fitting that we have those two guys here tonight battling it out, which is very fitting and should be an absolute cracker.
You missed a fantastic semi-final actually on Tuesday.
Well, I didn't, Jeff. You know that because I was tuning in.
Of course you were.
I just couldn't get there on time, but it was a wonderful match, a low-scoring event at night time, which is not uncommon, but an incredible events down there. With I thought McGiffin was definitely going to steer him home.
Yeah, absolutely.
And one little piece of brilliance in the outfield, and voila. And great to see some young kids there. That Paulie Drum, the off spinner, taking a couple of big wickets. And,
yep, absolutely.
It was a great game, Jeff. Good one to call. I see you had Ted Roker and the owner of the Aztecs in the commentary box as well.
It was an all-star cast. It was just missing you, that's all.
Well, I'm sure you didn't miss me too much, but you've only got to put up with me for one more. So
no, everything's cool. Now we've got the best batting side, statistically up against the best bowling side.
Yes.
Your thoughts on the game?
I thought the toss was going to be probably one of the most interesting things, and the Aztecs did win the toss and have chosen to bat first. So,
which is not their normal go, is it?
Yeah, they did bat first against the Lightning, I believe, and did a pretty good job. Obviously, they've only dropped the one game, and that was against the Hip Pocket Rockets here a couple of weeks ago, where a little clinic put on by Peter Vanderkooy and the opening partner Tommy Cooper got him away to a great start, and the Aztecs didn't just have enough there to chase it down. They were missing one, Mr. Dan Wilson, as well, so I know he's back in the vogue tonight. So, but yeah, it does go against the grain of the Aztecs. They've been extremely strong chasing, and obviously the Hip Pocket Rockets with their bowling attack have been extremely strong defending. So I know that's been a bit of a theme amongst both teams, but come grand final, Jeff, I don't think it really matters. It's just going to come down to who's going to be brave enough to put it all on the line and show their skills and talents out there, and it's going to be an absolute cracker.
So you're sitting on the fence then?
No, I'm not actually. I have actually tipped the men in the green by in a nail biter.
Is that right?
And that's purely based on the fact that I need to pick one team. I love the way that the Hip Pocket Rockets have gone about their business, though. They have been absolutely brilliant. A real mix of youth and experience.
The turnaround from Sunday at Grammar to the semi-final was just amazing.
Yeah, an absolute massive turnaround, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's funny, like you're playing on such a small oval up there. I think that would have really played on the minds of those batsmen, trying to hit the ball harder, thinking they can hit sixes easier, and clearly that got the better of them. I think just a little blip in the radar for the Hip Pocket Rockets, but I'm actually predicting that this particular game will go down to the last couple of balls, and we've been lucky enough to see a number of games go down to the last. So yeah, cannot wait.
It's been overall the season. I mean, we witnessed our first 100 in the competition, which was a fantastic innings, and again going into the last round, as like last year, each match had a bearing on the finals.
Incredible to think that the Hip Pocket Rockets could have actually missed out on this particular final if the Valley Raptors had beaten the Blazers.
So 3 runs involved there.
Which was on the cards.
Yes.
Not dissimilar to the first Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL last year as well. Everything coming down to the wire. So, yeah, that last round at Toowoomba was pretty exciting, actually. We saw, obviously, the Blazers get off the mark all a little bit too late against the Raptors. The Raptors needed to win to make it. The Blazers stopped them, and you obviously saw the Aztecs too strong for the Rob Scan and the live wire keeping their season going with a pretty comprehensive win. But to think that, that incredible game down at Cahill Park on Tuesday, 109, defending, and it got down to that last one, it just it just gives a real boost to cricket around Toowoomba, as it has for the last couple of years, and a wonderful system that they've got going here.
That last over was sensational.
Yeah.
And of course, that was Sean McCarthy, and he's got the Power FM golden cap for the most wickets.
Well, no surprises there, obviously. Sean McCarthy, 13 wickets at an average of 6.77, so that's a fair old effort, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not just picking out wickets in this particular tournament, he's picking out wickets left, right and centre, wherever he picks the ball up, so his consistency with the ball is going to be incredibly important, and how he actually decides to bowl himself in these 4 overs that he actually gets. They've got some really special bowlers though. They got an old bloke by the name of Mick Sipple who bowls some left arm medium paces, and I tell you what, he's a bit of guile about the old boy. And then they've got young Darcy Murphy, Peter Vanderkoy as well. So they have an extremely strong bowling lineup, just going to be. I can't wait for this innings to get going, and obviously the Aztecs with a real strength in their opening sort of top 6-7 batsmen. Yeah, if they get going here, we're in for an absolute belter.
Interesting. Our position is in line with the crease at the western end, which is good. We'll be able to determine whether the umpire's right or wrong in some decisions.
Well, I'm happy to call runouts from, what are we, probably 100 metres?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably happy to call LBs as well, Jeff, but I think we coined this particular end the Pigger end, didn't we? Was it the Pigger end, and the other end the avenues? So
actually, the fielding was the highest of standards on Tuesday. The stumps were hit on a number of occasions, and the batsmen weren't home on a lot of those occasions. We saw a fantastic catch from young Sam Neal.
Young Sam Neal in the outfield, who unfortunately is not able to play due to not qualifying. He's had some Brisbane commitments with his team down there. I believe they may have got up, but
what a substitute on the field, though.
Yeah, pretty handy, eh?
Yeah, pretty good.
Handy. He does have his brother out there, Luke Neal, who has been sublime with the ball and bat, actually. Young Luke, who was one of the real driving influences in beating the Aztecs here. He had some really tight figures, Luke, in that last particular game with Sean. So I think
he bowled well Tuesday as well.
Yeah, there's just something about those sort of blokes able to put it on a line and a length and the change-ups. Pretty handy. I think he had figures of 2 for 18 off 2 in this last game here against the Aztecs. So they'll be looking to him, of course, to do a job. So I really am looking forward to seeing how those blokes perform. I think just in respects to the lineups, we've got Sean McCarthy, Mick Sipple, Ben Brashear, Peter Vanderkoy, Dean Sullivan, Luke Neal, Chris Wilson, Mitchell Burke, Darcy Murphy, Nick Budden, Ryland Martin and Paul Drum for the hip pocket Rockets. So 3 players having to miss out. One, obviously, Sam Neal, who's not available anyway. So, a real good mix, as we've spoken about there, Jeff. So, and in respects to the Aztecs, well, they're looking pretty strong as well. Chris Gillam. They're obviously, just before we start with the Aztecs lineup, they have been missing one bloke for a number of weeks since early in the competition, and happens to be their captain, Alex Welsh, who broke his finger.
That's right. Yeah, we had him in the studio the other day for the semi-pros. Yeah.
Yeah, to think that the Aztecs have only dropped one game and have actually not had their nominated skipper, that probably shows a real strength and depth in their particular lineup. So they've got Chris Gillam leading the team at the moment, and fair bat as well, obviously, with Dan Wilson, Jared Sipple, Ashley Sipple, Luke Pollock, Rob Fitzgerald, Harjinder Dillon, Morgan Galvin, Jared Sipple, Kane Bradford, Curtly Nielsen and George Casey. So we've got a couple of good matchups up there tonight. We've got brothers against each other. We've got a couple of students from Toowoomba Grammar up against each other. So, and I'm sure there's a number of rivalries with clubs out there as well, so which we've seen all season and all of last season as well. So, it's going to be an absolute delight, Jeff, to see how this one actually rolls out. I've just been reminded by Kent Reimers, the commissioner of the Darling Downs Bush Bash League, just to make sure everyone actually does sign into the QR code as they walk in. Obviously really important in these particular times that we try and do the right thing to keep everyone off our backs. So if you can sign into the QR code, that'd be fantastic. Just to make sure we're on top of everything in there as well. I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank, Power FM and Power TV Channel O. Yeah, there it is. PTVO Channel O for having me along and letting an old bloke sort of have a great deal of fun watching a game and
you're
calling
welcome anytime, mate. So in future DDBBLs, if you want to come and call the rugby league when we do the TRL match of the day.
Well, I haven't written any invoices yet, but I'm assuming there won't be too much on them anyway. So, but where are we at for weather conditions, Jeff? You've been all over that generally. So,
well, obviously, as you can see, there are clouds about. There is the chance of some rain, but that's due later on tonight. We should well and truly have the match over and done with by then. And a top of around 29 degrees today, probably cooled back down to the mid-20s.
Yep.
The umpires are going out to inspect the pitch at the moment. Now, I believe Barry's got an interview ready to go for us. It's Aidacare, an interview with the Aidacare Aztecs. So we'll go to that and we'll come back for the start of the game.
Superb, mate. Good stuff.
Welcome to PTV Channel O and Power FM's coverage of the DDBBL for 2020. And with me is the team owners from Aidacare Aztecs, Daniel Borrow and Justin Anderson. Welcome, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us.
G'day, thank you.
Now, Aidacare, tell us a little bit about the business.
So we are a national healthcare equipment supplier. We've got our Toowoomba office here out on Taylor Street, corner of Taylor and McDougall Street in Toowoomba. We've been here in Toowoomba now for about 4 years. And we supply all of the Western Downs, Western Queensland, Southeast Queensland with home healthcare equipment.
So do you do repairs as well?
Sure do.
Okay.
Yep. So repairs on wheelchairs, scooters, beds, all that sort of stuff. Anything we sell, we look after and we repair it as well.
Okay, sounds good. And you said, 4 years?
4 years in Toowoomba and counting.
Is it part of a franchise?
No, it's not a franchise. It's a family-owned business.
Okay.
We're up to about 26 branches all across the country at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Now, your skipper, is it skipper or are you the skipper?
Coach.
Or coach, sorry, yes. So Justin is the coach. Tell us a bit about your experience in cricket.
Probably started back in Dalby many, many years ago when I was a kid, 11 or 12. Always wanted to work your way into the Toowoomba region. We lived around the area of Toowoomba for many years and then always played rep cricket and ended up in Toowoomba and then played, alongside the likes of Andy Bickle and Jimmy Marr and Martin Love and Michael Kaspowicz. And
You can
had a
keep
great
name
time.
dropping if you like. That's good.
yeah, no, it was good. And chose a trade and pursued that after school in Warwick and ended up back playing A-grade cricket here in Toowoomba. And
Hello and Power FM special events coverage of the
Representing
2020
cricket.
Murdoch Lawyers
Yeah.
DDBBL Grand Final. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Hip Pocket
The eye injury
Workwear,
back in.
Action Indoor Sports, Smart Move Conveyancing, and of course Local Search, your complete digital marketing service. Jeff and the crew have absolutely been wonderful in being a part of what we're doing on PTV Channel O and Power FM as well. So we do thank them very, very much. So we're just about to get underway. You all
And
right?
Jeff, we've been lucky enough to be graced with Tony Anderson, co-commissioner of the Darling Downs Bush Bash League. So Tone, welcome on deck, mate. So you're ready to call the game with us, mate? How good?
Got to turn it on. That's it.
Thanks, Margo.
It should be.
Yeah, no, happy to be here. Absolutely. Great night. We haven't had the wind annoying us yet, so let's hope we get a full game in without the intervention of rain.
No rain around, mate. Doesn't rain in Toowoomba or Highfield. So we've got Darcy Murphy opening up for the Hip Pocket Rockets, who has been coined with a nickname out of a Madagascar movie. We have, is that Dan Wilson on strike?
Yes, mate.
Here we go. Just a little dab out the gully for no run, and we are away in the grand final finally, Tony. It's been a pretty short and compressed season, mate, but it's been a pretty exciting one.
Mate, it's the only way you can describe it, really, to get to that last round and have 5 teams vying for final spots. From our point of view, we wouldn't like it any other way.
Promoter's dream, mate. Absolute promoter's dream, and it's not the first season it's happened, obviously, so Murphy into Wilson again. Oh, little play and a miss.
Well bowled, Melman.
Yeah, what's the nickname again?
Melman.
Melman. We all know Melman.
Melman.
The giraffe out of Madagascar.
I've got to tell you a little story. Melman actually hails from Pittsworth, and he was our next door neighbour out there when he was a little toddler.
So he's had some good tutelage, mate, as a cricket coach next door, mate.
Yeah, no, actually can't take any kudos.
We can't bat as well as you could, but anyway, Murphy into Dan Wilson. Oh, streaky cover drive attempt. Another play and a miss. Tony, we haven't had much in respects to the pitch condition, mate. You've seen a fair few turf wickets in your time. It looks flat and hard. What is it?
Yeah, absolutely. I know Johnny Lees has gone out of his way to roll this pitch. He puts a lot of hours into him, and I'm hoping it really does show.
Good carry, anyway.
Yeah, no, this wicket was a brand new wicket last year, as we all know. To see that carry and bounce there now on a wicket that's relatively new is quite encouraging.
Yeah, we've seen a fair few runs scored. Obviously, we've seen, on this particular oval and the other one, a Glover oval. So we've got Harding oval here. So named after, is that one Mr. Harding from Railways or?
Absolutely.
Yep. Murphy into Wilson. Oh, another play and a miss.
Oh, bold.
That's a brilliant start so far from Darcy Murphy with 3 plays and misses to one of the best batsmen in the particular DDBBL, who was last year as well, and pretty strong player.
Get the sign, 500.
And we'll just wait for Darcy's last ball in the over, looking for a rare maiden. And it won't be. A little slash over gully, and that'll be 4. And quite fittingly rolls underneath the Hastings Deering sign, and we've just been advised that the hit the sign dollar amount has actually risen to $500. So a great initiative with a new sponsor on board, Hastings Deering. $500, and to be honest, Tony, I can see a few more banners around this particular oval. Am I right?
Yeah, no. A little bit of a benefit of being in the finals. We've actually tried to lift the chances a tad, and so we're hoping to see the players actually take advantage of it. It'll be a sight to see.
Yeah, well, if Dan had actually had a little bit more on that one, we could have easily seen one over gully there. So $500 on offer for the player that actually can hit the sign on the full. So thanks to Hastings Deering for being on board again. Yeah, solid first over by the Hip Pocket Rockets, none for 4, but the man of the moment, the skipper, Sean McCarthy, who is in a bit of a purple patch, Tony, but I think he's always in a purple patch, this bloke, isn't he?
Shawnee McCarthy's a quality cricketer, and I expect good things from him all the time, really.
Into Gillum, a little flick, just a short fine leg, nice bit of fielding there by Darcy Murphy. Gets past Darcy Murphy there, that's 4 runs, so they've gone with the deep third man and a deep cover. So anything on the pads. And we've only got 3 players on the leg side. So
Shawnee's making a statement here, I think, with that field setting.
Gillum onto the pads again. There goes to the non-strikers and no run for a 1-leg bye. What do you think there, Tony?
I think Shawnee's basically setting a tone here that he's certainly going to bowl on an offside field, but strangely enough, and the first 2 balls are on the legs. So, but I know Shawnee, and I know you do too, that he'd be quite cranky with himself with that.
Yeah, like that's, and I'll tell you who else would be cranky, one Mr. Chris Gillum for missing out on a couple of opportunities to get away.
Yeah, no, bread and butter shot for Gillo.
Yeah, off his pad. So we've got gone back to deep fine leg now. Oh, queer. Dan Wilson.
I'm just wondering, Marco, these lights just to start to take full effect here. There might be just an interesting period to bat here, just till the lights become true. That twilight sort of thing. I don't know whether it'll be quite as easy as it is out here looking.
As dusk falls and the nights sort of take full effect. McCarthy rolling into Wilson. Onto the pads again. Another leg by, just out to square leg. Crowd numbers look pretty good, Tony. They keep rolling in pretty nicely, mate.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, there's great support from the local community and from people coming out from Toowoomba. So, you know, let's. I'm sure the game will live up to expectations with far as viewing.
And again onto the pads of, or fly pad of Gillum. Hits Gillum, and they roll through for another leg by.
I'd say there's a bit of grand final nerves going on out there from batting and bowling.
Yeah, well, mate, you wouldn't be normal if you didn't have a few butterflies out there. And although McCarthy has probably not bowled the first over that he thought he would, he's managed to keep the score pretty low. Only 3 coming from it so far. But into Wilson now, the left-hander. Oh, nice running there. That's smart cricket.
Yeah, that's
Didn't get onto it.
experience for you there.
Just keep that scoreboard ticking over. I think the 4 just coming from that particular over. A couple of leg buys. So, a real solid start here from the hip pocket Rockets. As you said, could be a period for these batsmen.
I think so. There would be a plan though, however. I think the both sides would be well and truly have gone through the paces on how they want this game to play out and what their roles are. I'd expect there's a fair bit of power hitting to come from the Aztecs, and there's obviously a fair bit of depth in the bowling as well from the Rockets. So this is really going to unfold quite excitingly, really.
Yeah, you probably do have one of the best bowling attacks versus probably one of the best batting lineups. So
it's interesting. Darcy generates quite surprising pace for a guy that, you know, he doesn't seem to put a hell of a lot of effort in, but it still carries quite well.
Here's Murphy into Wilson. Nice line and length. Little dab out to mid-wicket to full drum. No run.
No, actually, I've got to finish my story before. Like, I've got to kudos to one Jeff Ando. He's the one that spent a bit of time with Darcy as a youngster.
Yep.
So Dad gets a chance to watch Darcy roll out here.
I thought he might have been modelled on a late Bruce Reid, mate. But yeah,
He's got him for height.
So it'll push out to Gallagher, a shy at the stumps.
Ooh.
Could have been close. The all-important single, and he sort of runs at the moment. The power play, it's been really interesting seeing how different teams sort of take on the power play or not take on the power play. We saw a couple of big power plays in the last round actually, both the Blazers and the Raptors getting off to a couple of so I'm just wondering whether or not we're going to see any fireworks in these last 3.5 overs or a steady ship tone.
Good bowling from Murphy, very consistent. I'd say, look, these guys, par's been roughly 6, 7 and over for a lot of the power plays. So these guys will be well aware of where they're sitting at the moment, which is obviously a little bit below, but credit where credit's due, the bowling from the Rockets has been quite superb earlier on here. So
yeah, only a couple of stray balls which haven't really been dealt with. Murphy into Gillum. And a rare leave.
yeah,
Love a leave, Tony. Don't you love a leave, mate? You come from the old school, mate, of where a leave was knowing where your off stump was. And
it was my best shot, I think.
you generally couldn't get out to it, generally, although we all have. So, real tidy over here from Darcy Murphy, the youngster.
Trying to get a bit of a picture on this, how this field's going to run. We haven't seen
Oh, there's the big first flourish. Just sort of
There we are.
heaves it out to square leg. That's been cut off. They come back for an easy 2. That's probably the first real outlandish, or not outlandish, but yeah, first real crack at them. So
Yeah, it was a bit hard to pick, but it seemed to run fairly well there. They was chased down just inside the boundary, so it mightn't be quite as quick as we'd hoped, even though it looks fairly browned off.
yeah, I know last year was really lush and hard to score boundaries on the ground. Oh, a little nick. Oh, a guided late nick even.
It's gonna,
And that will just trickle over the third man boundary for 4. And that's a second boundary for the Aztecs. An all-important boundary at the end of that overtone. A steady start, but one particular one does bring the score up to none for 15 after 3. So, yeah, just motoring along, I guess ticking along at 5 runs and over. But yeah, a really important boundary. I'm sure Chris Gillen didn't intend for the ball to go there, but it doesn't matter.
yeah, no, you've got to take your chances, haven't you? It's just the nature of the game and this sort of comp. But, it only just made the boundary too, so the boys might have to get their running shoes on, I'd say.
It's been a real something I really enjoyed is some of the running between wickets. I think that's when you see that real experience, turning the old classic 1s into 2s. And it really puts pressure on those fielding teams. Just a few little mistakes and a few little bobbles, and I think we saw here last time, just sometimes the outfield just a little bobble and a little misfield, and before you know it,
It's interesting,
That's
we've
another
got one West teammate helping the other West teammate out here at the rivals tonight, but helping one another out here. Shawnee seemed to have a little bit of problem with the footwear, others.
So the decision to do the final at night as opposed to an afternoon one, was there a reason for that, or was it just the way it happened?
I think, look, we had that discussion this afternoon, and we actually thought there would have been an avenue perhaps to have, we would have been thinking more about possible lead-up games for the day.
Oh, yeah.
That obviously didn't eventuate. So I think there's fors and against the night game. Obviously, the night obviously holds a different of atmospheric conditions as the time goes on. Perhaps it might have been, for viewing, it might have been a little bit better perhaps early in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be something that we'll certainly discuss once the game's over tonight and see how it all pans out.
Was it always going to be here at Highfields, the final?
I think look, as far as venues, with Heritage Oval sort of seeing a lot of traffic late in the season, it was always going to be hard to get back to Heritage. There was nothing wrong with that as a venue last year, so I think that'll certainly play into sort of consideration next year.
Yep.
But yeah, like this is a very good venue.
as McCarthy rolls into Gillam, a little push to gully. No run.
It's a superb venue, as you said, and the atmosphere at night, of course, always adds to it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. We did see in the last round here that it got quite cool and windy, but tonight, obviously, that it's actually a lot more pleasant to be outside. So it certainly has a big factor here.
Yep. So next year, is there anything that you want to leak to us exclusively? Any changes, additions, or
at this stage,
or are you giving us a pink slip and going somewhere else?
I will say this: there's going to be some changes discussed.
Okay.
But I won't leak them out now for the fear it hasn't actually been through our entire committee. So we haven't got everyone to actually say, hey, buy in on this. So we'll have.
Do you want our opinions?
We'll have a debrief after the season. So with all the franchise owners.
McCarthy into Gillam, a little push to cover, and we've got the two gold caps up against each other up there right now. So we have McCarthy, the best bowler in the DDBBL, up against the best batsman. If we look at statistics as our particular gauge, so I believe they know each other pretty well as well, Tony. So this is a great little challenge here, isn't it?
There'll be a little bit of banter here, I'm sure.
Oh, you one would hope so, wouldn't it, McCarthy? back into Gillum. Little half volley, crunches to mid-off and no run. So this has been a fantastic start by the hip pocket Rocket. That's a real tidy, only one coming from it. So the man, Sean McCarthy, who has been in absolute incredible form with the ball and continues on. Just one coming from his second over. So
no wicket for 16 after 5 overs. That is a fantastic start for the Rockets. They do need wickets though.
It's a bit of a headache for the lads because the bowling changes are imminent here now, so how they handle this from here on in, soon as though they've got themselves in this position. So be interesting to see after Das is over how they're going to play it.
yeah, so they are continuing with Darcy Murphy to bowl his third. I love how the different teams have used bowlers, some rotating, one over each. It's been a real insight into them. Here's Murphy into Dan Wilson, and another plain miss by Dan Wilson.
Darcy's bowling extremely well there, isn't he? He's bowling really good lines, and clearly Dan's not finding it easy to get onto him.
It's great seeing a young bloke coming through the ranks up against a bloke that's been around for a fair while now, and a real great little challenge. Another plain miss by Wilson. That one just a bit shorter from Das.
Yeah, Das is varying his length there then, and the carry's still quite good.
And you probably wonder, just with the field positionings, they've obviously got a fairly wide deep third man and a man out at point, so they have actually got that shot covered, haven't they? So maybe Das is looking at just a bit more short of a length.
Yeah, a deliberate ploy. I think you've picked it well.
Yeah, well bowled again from Murphy, just tucks him up.
You know, clearly Dan's strong square of the wicket, and obviously the Rockets have identified that, and that's very much a Brisbane cricket mentality, isn't it? Like sometimes they identify batsmen's strengths, and rather than not bowl to it, they do bowl to it, and allow them to see if they can't force a faulty shot.
Do they ever play on egos, Tony, do you think? Or Murphy to Wilson again. Oh, that's another terrific delivery by Darcy Murphy.
I think there's always room for a few mind games.
Mental disintegration, as one might call it. I think someone else has coined that particular one. Bloke by the name of Steve Wall, but it's actually interesting. I was playing a bit of young fellas playing club cricket. There's a young bloke there, he's 10 years old, he's got a red rag in his pocket, and I asked him what's that for, and he said, Steve Wall. 10 years old, he's mimicking Steve Wall.
Goodness me, Steve Wall would have retired before he was born.
He did. Murphy, oh, it's a big shot by Wilson. And another miss.
This is good sustained pressure from the Rockets, isn't it? Like the Aztec boys know that they need to get away in a couple of boundaries here to be really handy for their cause, and there's been terrific bowling.
I think this is the last ball in the 5th over, and we're looking at a maiden. Oh, the running out on! Oh! That just held up in the grass, didn't it?
Smart move conveyancing replay. We'll just see how close that was.
Wow. We'll have a look at the replay there. Is Smart Move still sponsoring this one, Jeff?
Yes.
Tell you what, they've had a fair bit of airtime, haven't they?
They
Smart
have.
Move conveyancing with the instant replays. But yeah, the throw just held up in the grass. He was out by 1.5 meters.
Yeah. It was the 5 previous balls that brought that on, and absolutely, it was the fact that he didn't get any grip neither. He found himself on the deck, didn't help.
So that was a maiden, was it?
A very rare maiden.
Yeah. No wicket for 16 after 6, the end of the power play.
Young Darcy Murphy. A brilliant start for the young fella.
Who's Darcy's figures there?
I'll get them for you in a moment, Tone. I'm just trying to get a read on the new bowler here,
Is this
mate.
Luke? Might be Lukey Neal, is
Yeah,
it?
it looks to be like Luke. Just a bit of a misfire start there. The last over in the power play, none for 16, Tone. So
Unbelievable.
we had one coming from Sean McCarthy's previous, and then a maiden.
Shot.
Gillum gets that one away. Just rocks back on the back foot. That's a beautiful shot, and that'll be 4 runs.
Yeah, that was bread and butter for Chris. That one, just short of the length, and he really gave him the opportunity to rock it back and give it all he got. It was something that he'd been looking for.
Neil back into Gillum again. Oh, another play and a miss. Geez, we've seen a lot of play misses in these first 5.5 overs, but Darcy Murphy's figures of 3 overs, none for 11. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. What about Sean McCarthy? 2 overs, none for 1.
I'm just that was my next question.
So, not bad as well. And it's a chance, and goes over the head of the short Mickerwood fieldsman.
Didn't clear him wild far, did it?
Nah, not at all.
Gillo rocking back there and taking the opportunity yet again.
Just over the head of Ryland Martin there, who's now pushed back to the deep mid-wicket boundary. So that does induce a change in the field.
Change back again.
We've got a man out of deep cover and a man out of deep mid-off, obviously only allowing 2 outside the ring at the moment, so they've gone back to the original. Gillum looking to get after Neil here. Oh, nice little cut shot. Picks out the man at that backward point. So none for 24, final over of the power play. We better pick some scores here, Jeff and Tone. What do you reckon?
Well, at this rate.
Oh, well bowled.
Yeah. I was tipping 30, but I'm not sure now.
I mean, for the entire innings, Tony, not
the
just
whole.
for the.
I thought you meant the power play. Geez, it could be a 130 type wicket tonight.
Yeah. Night games do induce a slightly smaller total generally, don't they?
They do. Yep. And we saw that in the Sammy at Gatton the other night too.
Is that 130?
I'm going 130.
Luke Neal into Chris Gillum. Oh, crunch to mid-on. Picks out McCarthy mid-on. Good comeback there from Luke Neal after going for a couple of boundaries. And that's all that actually ended up going off the over. So at the end of the power play, after 6 overs, the Aztecs, the all-important 0 wickets. So none for 24. That's a good platform for the Aztecs. Obviously, they have a really strong batting lineup. So, you know, if they continue this vogue, we might see some real fireworks, some real blows at the end of the innings. So, yeah, none for 24. I guess that's considered a fair start. Certainly solid, but not spectacular by any stretch.
If I was Shawnee McCarthy, I'd be very happy with the Rockets as far as where we're sitting there. That total, quite unexpected.
So Melman, Darcy Murphy is going to bowl out his 4 overs straight up. And why not? He's bowled beautifully.
It is a bit of a tactic in the game, isn't it? Like, you got a guy that's bowling well. Do you leave him on? Do you pull him off? You know, what do you do? Clearly, Shawnee's made the decision here. Darcy's bowled consistently well, and he certainly has. He's going to take him right through.
Well, he's had Wilson cramped up, playing and missing. So I guess if you can get a bloke like Wilson, you know, not in free flowing, it's probably a good ploy to keep him on. Yet again, just cramps him up and it just trots through. That'll be a leg by, a signal there by umpire Paul Barden at the Avenues end.
I will say this though, Dan Wilson's a very experienced cricketer, and he would have a plan there to bat through an innings and how he wants to bat given the circumstances. So this wouldn't be phasing him, given the experience he's got. So interestingly, we might see him actually build into an innings here today that could be quite instrumental in getting the Aztecs to their end total.
Which will be 123, by the way.
123 by Jeff Roberts from Power FM. Okay, we've got it on the money. Murphy into Gillam. Oh, he goes big. There's the Hastings Deering sign.
Oh,
Was never the Hastings Deering sign needed to be about another 20 metres back on the hill.
and probably another 13 metres taller.
Yeah, so, and the instant replay from Smart Move Conveyancing.
Gillo got all of that. That was just
He got all-
fantastic.
Cleared the front leg. I tell you what, there's a couple of punters up there on the hill that might have been thinking for a moment we haven't sat further enough back, but Murphy back into Gillam. This time a little glide just down the gully, turns a strike over to Wilson.
It's quite a courageous shot by Chris too, knowing that Das has bowled so consistently to take him on like that. There's no fear there.
It didn't look like a bad ball, as in, it wasn't necessarily in the slot, but yeah, no fear from Gillam after the power play's finished. Not worried about that. And Murphy into Wilson again.
The late call.
Yeah, nice running. And yet again, just has Wilson cramped up on his hip, doesn't he?
He
So,
does.
again, yeah, just not letting him free the arms in any way. Who's the other umpire, Tony? We've got umpire Paul Barton and umpire
Andrew White.
Andrew Watt. Toowoomba umpire?
Both Toowoomba.
Yep, excellent. Is there a process there, selecting the umpires?
There is.
Yeah. As we watch Murphy into Gillam again. Slower ball.
Nice
Just
tuck
tucks.
around the corner. Yes, no. Clado handles the umpire appointments and has done a terrific job. Actually, we've been blessed with having the state umpires involved this year, which is and first grade umpires. It's from Brisbane. It's been spectacular, and we've got our own guys as well. So it's just good all round. And obviously, we don't have a game without them. So thanks very much to the umpies.
A lot of pressure out there.
We could be the video refs.
Yeah, well, obviously we've got a pretty good view of the runouts here, but a bit shaky. So
Where are we tipping Gillo goes? Is there any real doubt?
if he goes as big as he did in the last over, we could be in a bit of strife here. So we had one here, I think it was Glassy, who punted one up here pretty close to us.
Yes, you might have to pass me the baseball mitt. No good, though. I probably wouldn't get it in there anyway.
Gets dangerous at Gatton. Straight drive there at one stage, one of the games. Actually hit the sign. It was our sign. No money for that, though.
No. Okay. No money for the TTVA. So Neil continuing on. Gillam just turns a strike over back to Wilson. There was 10 coming from that last over, largely due to a massive 6 from Chris Gillam. Oh, square drive.
Shot.
Oh,
In the end, a friendly bounce, which helped.
evil. That was horrendous, wasn't it?
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been interesting if you were down on one knee, classic, and then clearing the chin.
Yeah, talking to a couple of the players that played here last time, it was a real point they made of actually watching the ball into your hands. You can't really trust it just to roll in like some particular grounds, which is all part and parcel. Gillam, look, they've just got a man right on the circle there, haven't they? So,
Gillo hit that quite well. Actually, he'd be disappointed with himself. He didn't actually put it a little bit wider.
so obviously they really are covering these straight boundaries mid-off and a really fairly straight cover as well. Oh, lovely Yorker by Neil.
There's Kent Reimers with his walk of intent.
Walk of what?
Walk of intent. He's always got intent when he's walking, Remo. A man on a mission.
I love it.
Is that intent or with a tent?
With intent.
With
Intent. There's an intention there.
I've only ever seen him on the Aidacare bikes.
Well, he does give them a workout as well, the big fella.
Neil into Wilson. Oh, full toss. Yeah, Wilson just sort of, I dare say, struggling just to get away at the moment, but I'm sure the Aztecs wouldn't mind seeing him in still there after 7 overs as the score rolls to none for 38. As they're just starting to find a little bit of momentum here, the Aztecs. Scoreboard ticking over a little bit quicker. Funnily enough, more boundaries after the power play. Oh, it's another Yorker by Neil.
It's well bowled. Well bowled.
Great over there by Luke Neal. I think it was only 4 or maybe 5 coming from that particular one, so that's real tidy.
Good comeback from Luke. Just that difficult length. Hard to get under that over. So
None for 39 after 8 now, Tone. So
this seasoned campaigner, Mick Sipple. This is interesting because Mick had a bit of a hamstring injury on Tuesday, and the wily old critter. Looks like he's moving reasonably freely
for Mick.
for Mick. Yeah. Well, he's Mick's probably closer to 50 than 40, is he?
He's been a fair pickup.
Aren't we all?
Handy cricketer.
Yeah, 2 for 23 against the Aztecs last time around here. So he's certainly nice change-ups.
And straight on song, Mick Sibble. Hits the ball fairly cleanly as well too for an old fella.
Yeah, he's guided them home or guided the innings quite nicely, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. No, he's really showed his expertise for the side, and he's been a good asset for the Rockets actually.
Yeah, he got picked up real early. I think it was 3 or 4.
Yeah, the boys realised his talent and jumped on him.
Yeah, he wasn't in the draft for last year, so I wonder if we'll see him go around in DDBBL 03.
I certainly hope so. If these guys feel as though they're willing and able-bodied, I think the competition's better for it.
I'll go for 139 runs, I've decided.
Is that right?
139.
We've just had a scoop. There is a DDBBL 3, so that's a scoop.
That scoop hasn't been in any way guaranteed. That's just me thinking that there definitely will be because...
Wasn't denied.
No, it wasn't denied.
No.
And to think that season 2 could have been better than season 1 is a great effort by everyone involved. You know, so many people putting their hands in their pockets and volunteering, so it's been incredible. Sipple to Wilson. Will he find the Hastings Deering? No, he won't.
Now that was a fantastic shot. Anyone to clear the ropes through basically extra cover. It's a fantastic shot.
The Hastings Deering sign was in a little bit of strife then. I think that's Wilson's first boundary actually.
He hit that quite cleanly.
He finally got one to throw his arms at, and over the head of, I think that's the tall Peter van der Kooi out there at cover.
Well, Van der Kooi's hairstyle is quite a giveaway. He's sort of rivaling Nick Brown from the Robscan Night Riders. Brownie and him. I'd say Brownie's got him on mass.
Massive hair.
Yeah, massive hair. Yeah, he looks more like Dickie Nee than...
Actually, some of the hairstyles we've seen have been pretty nice, mate.
They've been good compared to the rugby league.
Some amazing mullets.
There's some mullets.
Sipple into Wilson. Another full one, or more of a Yorker.
Sneaky single there, well run. No, look, there's certainly some fashions in the hairstyles coming out. There's quite a bit of effort from the boys. I just don't know how much product they're using. Have these guys use a bit of product, do you think, fellas?
Mate, I don't know what you mean by product, but I think it's just generally a change of generation tone.
Okay.
So I'm sure you haven't actually used product before, have you, mate?
No, mate. No.
Yeah, no. What about on that scalp?
I'm from the age of Brill cream.
Yeah. Spend countless hours with the hairdryer.
They look for 2 here. No, they won't.
Richie Benno used to advertise Brill cream on the TV when he was younger. Obviously, he doesn't do it much these days.
Aztecs none for 48 now after the 9th. So
The
This
Cougs
sort of-
actually, sorry mate.
you're right. I was just going to say this steady start at the beginning is now turning into a nice little bit of momentum here by the Aztecs. So
Absolutely, no, you are.
not setting the run rate's not rocketing, pardon the pun, but wickets in hand. How important will that be come
It's going to be quite interesting for how Shawnee manages these bowlers. And I know that's not going away, but the threat will be on now to go big late for the Aztecs. So
Luke Neal continues, another low full toss, well fielded
it's well bowled.
off his own bowling. I did interrupt you back there, Tone. What were you going?
No, I was just going to say, Cougs, talking about hairstyles, has been known to support the man bun.
Yes. That thing on top of his head.
Mm.
Yes.
Yes.
There's attempted
it's
Yorker.
Got through.
Yeah, good attempt there in the field, but it does go through the gully region for 4 runs.
Gillum did exceptionally well getting enough on that to get it through. That wasn't a bad delivery on length. A little bit of width, obviously.
It's that wide Yorker you often see now in T20, sort of, 6 stump, really hard to get anything on it. And somehow he managed to get enough on it to go for 4. Neil back into Gillum. Big, gone big, there's a man coming back and lands in the triangle.
Oh, we got to run out. Oh, there's a bit of confusion there as well. That
We'll have a look at the replay there, Tone. Smart move conveyancing. Obviously didn't get much on it at all. Enough to go high enough and land in the Bermuda. As the 3 players converge. Oh,
a little bit of luck there for Gillow.
so the left-hander Wilson back on strike. Picks out the man, Sean McCarthy, at short mid-off for no run.
He's certainly hitting the ball sweetly. So he's sort of finding his timing there, I'd say.
Yeah, the last few overs, Wilson certainly has looked a lot better than the first couple. So, Wilson has another flurry mid-off. Is it really out? Gone! What a great bit of fielding there by the skipper, Sean McCarthy, the man with the gold cap.
So
Wow, have a look at the replay. Just a push. Just out of shot, but great bit of work there by Neil to get back as well, wasn't it, Tone? So
that was exceptional fielding. That Shawnee's picked that up very cleanly and got rid of it explosively. Like it was just out of his hand, lightning. Gillow wasn't a long way down the wicket neither, so he was down enough obviously, but geez, he got onto that well.
backing up is obviously all important in any form of cricket, but and he was doing that and probably just looking to get away. And the way Wilson hit it, he hit it hard enough, but McCarthy all over it, quick as.
Gillane looking quite threatening there too. So
yeah, that's a massive wicket, and to think that we've seen fielding, Jeff, as well, haven't we? Turn games.
Yep, absolutely.
In an instant. So
well, it did the other night. Great catch out in the outfield, turned things around.
You can't keep good players out of the game long, can you?
The first of a couple of Sipples in the Aidacare Aztecs coming out. That's Jared Sipple. He's been around for a while, hasn't he, Tone, Jared?
Yeah, he has. Quality cricketer. Obviously out of Western Brisbane. And has been known to milk the odd cow.
Neil into Wilson. Oh, another great bit of fielding there by Neil. That's a good over as well. Only 5 coming from it, and the all-important wicket with a run out of Chris Gillum. Score moves to 1 for 53 after 10. We'll thank Tony Anderson, co-commissioner of the DDBBL. He's been booted out by Ken Reimers, the other co-commissioner. Ken loves the microphone anyway.
He's pulled rank, has he?
Evening all.
First question, Kent. Has your wife or your girl seen you at all for the last sort of 6 to 8 weeks, mate?
Sporadically.
So 1 for 53 after 10. A real steady start at the beginning of the innings, but they've sort of gained a little bit of momentum in the last 3 or 4 overs, Kent. But interesting start, as always.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I probably would have predicted a few more runs in the first 10 overs. But I think they've beaten the bat a fair few times. I think maybe with the humidity, with the showers around, maybe the ball's doing a little bit more than what we're probably used to.
Pretty handy first sort of 6 overs, I guess, with Murphy and McCarthy. Murphy sort of having Wilson pretty much on the ropes. So that was a huge spell, I reckon, by Murphy to keep Wilson under wraps. As Sybil comes into Wilson.
Oh, takes it fine for 4.
Oh, dear oh me. That's a real important boundary here by the Aztecs. That will trickle over. Yeah, so you were predicting maybe a few more runs with the Aztecs batting lineup?
I think Darcy was probably inspired from his last commentary stint out here a couple of weeks ago. That's probably had a good look at the ground and what you can do on this pitch.
He did quite a pretty good job, mate. I tuned in and I thought these blokes are seasoned naturals as well. So,
yeah, can talk, the big fella. His mum Annie wasn't terribly impressed with his chat about the roast. Didn't know his basic cuts.
Sipple into Wilson. Looked to be a pretty low full toss. Just jams that one out to cover for no run. So it's nice to see you wearing the Aztecs shirt and the Rockets cap. I've got the Rockets cap on. I've got the Blazers shirt on, but I tipped the Aztecs, mate. So talk about mixed emotions.
I'll be swapping over to the hip pocket jumper and Aidacare hat at half time. So just hedging my bets either way. Cricket's the winner.
Down leg side.
And Uncle Mick Sipple just having a quiet word.
Yeah, what do you think he might be saying, Ken?
I probably would think that he's telling Dan that he was quite unlucky to miss that ball. If he tries harder, he'll probably get it next time.
Yeah, we only got the one man out at deep mid wicket. No one else sort of protecting the square leg boundary. So any bat, 4 runs.
Actually, Mick's done quite well to be bowling tonight. Tuesday night he was under an injury cloud and couldn't bowl.
Could be a faster while there. That looked to be a bit of an effort ball from Sipple.
Yeah, I think he's putting in tonight. He's obviously been and seen a horse physio or something like that this week and got himself some TENS machine and away he goes.
Some treatment.
Is this fog rolling in or is that showers?
That's fog, mate. Or mist. I actually don't know what you'd call
Is
it.
that showers?
Nah.
Or is something on fire?
Sipple into Sipple. Pushes
Could be a
out.
ghost.
Great fielding there. They got a couple of young fellas out in the boundary here. I'm sure they'll scoot around and.
That might have been the spirit of the Grammar Blazers campaign just floating by.
Oh, I love a little sledge. Nice to see them get off the mark in emphatic style, though.
That was a good game of cricket. Now, look at this. Yep, this is rain coming in now.
Not a promoter's dream by any stretch.
Is that rain?
I think it's a little bit of wind. We've got a few camps packing up.
Crazy scenes here at Highfield Sports Park. Dust rolling in.
Normally dust comes from the west, though, doesn't it? It doesn't come from the east.
I don't think it's coming from the east, Jeff.
Okay.
We've got camps
It's
packing
coming from
up.
the west.
We've got camps packing up. Anyway, you bowler into the tag, Vanderkoy into Wilson, a little dab out to point.
Coming from the Kubi Dam end.
I think we called it the piggery end, mate.
The piggery
I don't
end.
know why.
That's right.
Yeah. I think it was Dan Burrows who coined it that. There might be a bit of water in that if they're packing the gear up around here, but
Strange times.
Vanderkoy Oh, it's a big, lovely little slog sweep out to deep mid wicket for 1 run. I tell you what, the scenes, it looks near green or orange, doesn't it? Coming through the cameras. As Vanderkoy comes into Wilson, a cover drive.
So I note that you've gone the Vanderkoy, no J, gone silent on the J mark.
I asked Peter, how do you pronounce your surname? He said Coy.
Well, then we would call it Koish, wouldn't we?
He said Coy.
That's right. That's why we go Koish. Pete actually had a quiet day with the bat yesterday, only scored 50 runs, well below his most recent standards.
Now that one rolls down to fine leg and they come back for an easy 2. Yeah, talk about runs. He scored a fair few this season, hasn't he?
He sure has. Fantastic start.
Things might be settling down a little bit. We're unsure of what the weather is really out there. We're pretty much sheltered up here, but as Peter comes in again to Wilson, who has another crack, finds the man out of deep mid wicket. Score rolls to 1 for 66. We're in the 12th over here, so Vanderkoy again. Another lusty blow. That's straight.
And hard. 4 runs. What a great shot. Clatters into the sight screen.
Have a look at the
Instant
replay.
replay by Smart Move Conveyancing, Mark.
That's just a classic straight drive. Hit the side screen. Fair income straight in the middle, didn't it? So look
Over
at
the
that.
black dot.
Yes. So at the end of the 12th, 1 for 70. So 8 overs remaining. 9 wickets in hand though, Remo. So
That's the pad to launch from, isn't it? They've been a little bit conservative in their start. 8 overs remaining. Can they, what do you think, 140, 150 possibly?
I said 139, which is
139.
is going to be
specific.
it's going to be an exciting 139 if we get there after 1 for 70. So
All right, dust storm is cleared,
order is somewhat being restored.
although the air does feel moist, doesn't it?
A little bit in it. We've got a new bowler. Looks to be Ben Brochery.
He pronounces it brochure, so where shall we go?
Oh, based on your particular
Brioche.
way. The broche. Left arm Chinaman.
We've had a Hastings Deering sign succumb to the weather.
Well, that's not going to help anyone's chances. The hop. There's Wilson.
Is that Wilson? It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. Wilson doesn't have the badge on his helmet.
Yeah, Jared Sibyl hasn't seen too much of the strike, I don't think, at all, since he's been out there.
Sweep shot from Wilson.
That's 4.
Easy 4 runs there. That's a smart shot. He's obviously picked the line of that very early. Didn't matter about the length, and he's just managed it around the corner. Young Mitch Burke had no chance of getting to that.
Just wondering whether or not the Aztecs do have a plan, like all teams, targeting certain bowlers or having a crack. You're just wondering whether or not this might be the time.
Might be time for someone to launch. Jared hasn't seen many balls, so Dan pressing the fast forward button.
Once flight it up.
That's a better ball from Ben Brocherie. It's been some good ground fielding out here tonight, hasn't there? I remember Ryland Martin out on the boundary nearest to us, just flatting one straight back in, and that's probably a 65 metre boundary.
Fair arms on them, mate, eh? As they would at that age, I would hope. Rochery into Wilson. Out to the man at deep cover. A little bobble.
Fumble.
Just the one.
How did How'd Tony Anderson go on the mic, Mark?
Mate, he wasn't shy jumping in. He said, who you commentating with? I said, Tony Anderson. Oh, Wilson just tucks that one off his hip. I don't think we've seen much of Tone in the commentary box, so it was actually nice to get him involved. As we've lost Ted Roker, who's reckons he's kept for 80 overs today and can't do anything else. So
One trick pony. Back comes the dust storm again. Jeez, that's thick. I wonder how much longer they
a
can
little
play in
dab
this.
to gully, run out at the non-striker's end, but
Maybe the bail's lit up and we just can't see it.
I tell you, of all the things you might predict, Kent, as a promoter of a wonderful concept, did you predict in any way that there could be a
dust storm?
A dust storm?
Yep, that was high on our list of predictions.
And the contingency plan for that was come back and play next week.
No, we'll just wait it out, I think.
Tell me, mate, in the event of a short game, wet weather, or be it, is the Duckworth-Lewis system in place?
Correct.
Yep. Who works that out?
Yeah, how does that work?
Richie Benno still is responsible for that.
Fantastic. How many overs needs to be
two
played?
for 22, does it, before you do it? Sorry? Does it have to be 2 for 22, does it, before you actually...
I think there's a minimum of 6 overs each innings.
Oh,
That's behind square somehow from Jared Sipple, racing it, and they've called a no ball.
No ball.
4 runs.
So is there a no ball for...
Too many fielders out, maybe?
Or too many fielders behind square leg?
Would have only been 2 behind square.
Yeah.
So a re-bowl here, free hit to Jared Sipple.
Doesn't matter how the no ball comes into play, does it?
I don't think so. So re-bowl here. I'm tipping he's going to go square again.
Yeah. Hastings daring sign's in trouble. Oh!
On the bounce.
Bounce into the Hastings daring sign.
Through the maze.
No payday there.
The $500
goes begging.
Yet again, of the games that I've seen, Kent, this is the closest that I've seen the Hastings daring sign being peppered. So we had Gillam hit one about 30 metres too far.
No chance. Gillo just nudged one over the top. Well, that's expensive. This gets the run rate going, doesn't it? Sensible batting from Jared. He's just gone no ball 4, and just rotates to strike.
And I think it was, too many men outside the ring. And that's a costly 7 runs, really, when you think about it.
Hip Pocket have come close to doing this a few times. I noticed on Tuesday night, Chris Wilson pulled them up. And a wide, another extra. Yeah, Chris Wilson actually saw it and pulled them up. The great... the counsellor's just on the sidelines, not on the field at the moment, so probably would have been prudent for the boys to have them out there.
Van der Kooi into the left-handed Wilson.
Out to cover, no 2 runs there. Well fielded by Ryland Martin.
Nice having these young fellas out in the boundary.
Glad I'm not playing. Don't think you can have a slip at this stage of the game, can you?
You can always have a slip, can't you? Into Sipple. Sipple goes big. He goes into the... Oh, that's a drop out of mid-on.
Smart move conveyancing replay, Mark. Sipple goes long. Is that out in the deep?
That jump poorly drum. He'll be gutted. He's been an absolute whippet in the field. Hasn't done anything wrong in the field.
But did save a goal.
Yes, he did. Any extra points there? Oh, that one, don't even worry about it.
Wow.
That's huge.
Don't give the kid a chance.
That is huge. Mr. Sipple.
How many off this over?
Has gone large. That went nearly over the actual fence over there. That's an 80, that's probably a 90 metre hit, isn't it?
Could be. Dust still rolling in. Peter van der Kooi trying to finish his over. And a wide. This over's coming at a cost, isn't it? If they can be 95 plus runs after 15, 150 is definitely in danger. Your 139 could be beaten.
Well surpassed. Sipple. Oh.
A rare show of emotion with Peter van der Kooij there.
Yeah, he'd be upset with that particular over, obviously. I'm not exactly too sure how many came off it, but there was plenty.
6 overs to go. My 123 is in danger.
Yeah, well, after that over, that's for sure.
1 for 94 at the moment.
It's funny how these particular games you only need one over and everything be turned on its head. So now all of a sudden, 5 overs. The 5 overs or 6 overs we're saying remaining?
Oh, it's 5. Oh, it's 5.
The great king Cameron Brimblecombe has asked if we're suffering a solar eclipse.
A great bit of fielding out there at the mid-off boundary.
Is that Brasherie? No, Brasherie's bowling. Another left-hander out there.
Yeah, can't actually pick up. Might be Big Sipple actually.
Ah,
The old goat moving around ever so agilely.
Brasherie.
Oh, just drops that one a touch short as Wilson pulls that one around the corner.
Clean pick up by Mitch Burke. Single. Good throw in.
Where's Cam back on the harvester, is he, mate?
No. The king was saying that he was coming out for a visit tonight, but hasn't made it. And tipping solar eclipse, or asked if we're actually playing at Ipswich.
Sipple on strike now to Brasherie. Advances down the wicket.
Into the gap. Will Murphy.
Darcy Murphy.
He has a good arm.
Nice bit of fielding.
Well run. That might be 50 for Dan Wilson.
As the score moves to 1 for 99, things really moving along here for the Aztecs now.
Now the rain's coming in.
Sipple misses out there.
What's the radar say, Mark?
Well, just before we say the radar, Jared Sipple, 29 of 14 after a steady start. Wilson, 35 of 44.
It's just a scud of a shower, according to the radar.
It's just man out there at deep cover as Wilson plunders that one just for a single. I don't know if there's going to be much in it, mate, but don't listen to me when it comes to
No,
weather
I'm looking at
forecast.
the radar now, and it literally says it's past us, so I'm not sure where this is coming from.
The sky, Kent. The sky.
The hardy folk of Toowoomba.
It's a big 4 runs as Sipple clocks another boundary. Brasherie just dropping short. Picks the gap ever so easily at its square leg. And another pretty good over there by the Aztecs as the score moves to 1 for 105. 9 wickets still left in hand. If this isn't a launching pad, I don't know what is. That
looks quite heavy.
That is definitely rain now. That's not dust.
Very thick dust.
So that's the first rain ever in 2 seasons.
Yep, we planned this, a first for the competition. Breaking new ground.
Play on is the call. Is that Luke Neal back in the attack?
Yep.
Low full toss, man out there, mid on. There, this time, poorly dropped.
Makes no mistake.
Fantastic catch in these conditions, Kent. I wouldn't like to try and catch anything in this particular one, but have a look at the smart move conveyance. Low full toss. Gets onto it pretty well. And that's a fantastic catch as the rain rolls in.
Yeah, well, according to the radar, it is coming across, but it's not so bad. It's worse around Leeburn.
That was our second option for the game tonight, Leeburn. Jeff?
What's this?
Thanks, mate. Okay, rain's softening now.
Yeah, I think just be confident in what we're seeing, and that'll just be to pick on the new batsman here, Remo. I can't get
I
the
reckon
numbers.
it's probably Luke Pollock. Thanks, Drami. Just leave it down.
Yeah.
Jared Sipple on strike to Luke Neal. Out through point. Ryland Martin drying his hands as he comes to the ball. Challenging Ryland's arm.
Oh, they've directed! Massive appeal! Not out, says umpire Barton at the Avenue's end.
I think the wicketkeeper was in the way of the umpire's view.
Can we get a replay? Can we make a decision?
Send it to us, Bardo.
Send it upstairs.
Smart move conveyancing replay, Mark.
Oh, hard to know, hard to tell. Great bit of fielding by Martin. He's done a fantastic job out in the boundary here. Slow ball.
Punted out to the mid-wicket boundary. Single there to Jared Sipple.
So Dan Wilson, after, for his standards, would have been a real steady start. Darcy Murphy sort of had him cramped up, wrapped up. End up scoring 36 of 46. Solid. And we have Sipple 34 of 16 and the new batsman Pollock out there to face his first ball. Neil.
First ball, dot ball for Luke Pollock. Luke Neal's had a good series with the ball and the bat, but he's bowled quite well.
Yeah, he's been real impressive, I think, more in the last couple of games.
Yep.
With both bat and ball. Pollock yet to get off the mark.
You good for that? I've got it mapped out for you. No, Jeff's got to come down and present his weekend at Jeff's.
Pollock has a little crack at that.
Just mungs one out to Ryland Martin. He doesn't look keen on a second run there.
Martin saving his good throws for when there's actually a run-out opportunity by the look of it.
Chris Wilson into the game, bringing the helmet out.
Are we going to see a short leg? No, we're not, are we? No. I know Ted and I got excited one game. We saw the helmet come out. Thought, oh, we're going to see a short leg. No, just the wicket keeper.
It looks like Chris Wilson staying. Great to have the counsellor on the field.
So we have the wily old goat, Mr. Michael Sipple, back into the attack, bowling his left arm change-ups, mediums.
He's had a bit of shoulder behind him tonight.
He's actually looked like he's bent his back just that little bit more.
I don't think he wants to bend his back too much. Could result in a torn hammy, but...
You allowed runners, mate? No runners?
Nope.
Ask Arjuna.
Especially coming into a game under an injury cloud.
The Sipple into Pollock. Short. Just dabs it.
Easy single there, sensible batting. Put the experienced man on strike.
Jared Sipple has hit the ball ever so sweetly since he's been out there. Cleared the boundary.
I think he's going to attack Ryland Martin here. He's going to look at that boundary. He's probably going to try and get it square of Ryland.
Drum. Run out. Not really on there. Nice single though. That's a nice bit of bowling there by Mick. Just not enough to free his arms, which I'm sure he'll be trying to do at every moment.
Isn't it amazing how a wicket just stalls the run rate, doesn't it? You know, they'd moved into going at 8s and 10s and over, and then a wicket just brings it right back.
Oh, he hits that one real well. Picks out the gap. Murphy coming around. Do they look for two? Not on that arm. Great bit of fielding by Malman out there at deep mid-off.
The big man gallops around.
Is there any other Madagascar nicknames out there, mate, or just the one?
Well, no. Bardo, the umpire, is the Brolga. That's quite Madagascan, isn't it?
Absolutely. Jared Sipple back on strike to Mick Sipple. Score moves to 2 for 116. Oh, he
good
has-
shot.
That's beautifully played. Is that where he intended to hit that one, Ken? I think he looked to try and hit that one a little bit squarer, but
I'm claiming it as reading that one. I wonder if Mick got a bit too straight or Jared manoeuvred himself around that to take it through square. Nonetheless, a good shot regardless.
as Jared Sipple moves to 42 off 20, so striking at 200.
Can I just move off topic slightly and happy to take viewer questions or comments from the crowd, but Bathurst 1000 today. Yet
Yes.
again, a long race governed by safety cars. What's the point of driving all those laps? Easy single there to Sipple. Driving all those laps just to have the race changed.
Ken Ream is never a man to shy away from topical issues, that's for sure.
Can someone help me? Tell me why.
Because Virgin Australia paid a lot of money to sponsor it. Is that the answer?
What was that?
Is Virgin Australia paid a lot of money to sponsor it?
Dust moves back in.
But you do make a good point. I'm not a car enthusiast, but
Neither am I,
But
but-
I do watch their race because it's
You try to get into the great race, and
It's iconic.
you literally know that it's not going to be a non-event because the safety car will come in the last 10 laps and ruin it.
But doesn't it bring the field back in together as well?
I think they need to bring back the days of Brocky driving without windscreens and stealing
Just
his
bring back the days of Brocky.
yeah
Full stop.
stealing his teammate's car so he could win the race. Imagine those princesses now.
2 for 123, Kent. I'm not too sure if there's any scores at Bathurst like that ever, but
Told you to get to 123.
that's Jeff's score, long gone. 3 overs remaining.
So 150 still on. The great Sean McCarthy be trying to stymie that.
Oh, clipped. Picks out the gap. They'll come back for 2. Martin. We know he's got a good arm. As Pollock looks to get going here.
Tell you what, good fielding saves a lot of runs, doesn't it? Our friend young Rylan out here on the boundary has contributed pretty heavily to restricting the run rate, hasn't he? It's like an extra bowler.
Oh, slower ball from McCarthy. He's coming back. Yes.
Smart move conveyancing replay, Mark.
Yeah, just tricked up by the slower board. McCarthy, I'm not too sure how he bowls that one. Can't really tell. You're pretty good at picking him out of the back of the hand,
He
is
does
it?
bowl a lot out of the back of the hand.
And probably just threw the shot early. Top edge. And in the end, a bit of a tricky catch because I think he was about to walk over the non-striker stump. So
And with Pollock being a quality footballer too, I thought he might have just bumped a little shoulder in. It might be snowing here.
yeah,
What's falling from the sky?
are they? Yeah,
Moths? No, they're leaves.
we've seen it all here tonight. I think this is the bit of the wild weather. I think we're going to see an epic grand final.
It's a sign.
Fabulous crowd here tonight. Up on the hill and over the grandstand.
And we can only see probably 10% of it, I think,
Yeah.
Jeff. So
Capacity crowd, I'd probably say there's probably 25,000.
That's a COVID crowd.
That's all that we're allowed.
everyone got the QR code.
Yes.
Yeah. Did we get the new batsman there, Remo?
Look, if we're unsure, we'll just make it up, I'm sure.
Yep. McCarthy. Just Sipple, square drive.
Looking for 2. I'd say Rylan Martin's got him pinned there. Yeah.
So McCarthy comes back into the attack and immediately takes a very important wicket, as any wickets are important at the end of any innings. as the Rockets look to try and pin down the Aztecs here. That'll be a wide. Not too many extras, Bob, by the hip pocket Rockets so far. They've been very tight.
One loose over from Pete, but otherwise there hasn't been too many, has there?
Been real tidy.
You'll see that Sean McCarthy's wearing the yellow cap of the leading wicket taker. And then in the field for the Aztecs, you'll see Chris Gillam with the yellow cap on.
I thought that was the gold cap.
Sorry, the Power FM gold,
cap.
my friend.
Yeah.
It was great to see McCarthy up against Gillam, the two gold cap wearers
Yes.
at the top of the innings. So just a little single as the wind comes in now. Oh. 3 for 127. The new batsman is Nielsen.
Kirtley. So Kirtley played a vital innings. I think it was one of the games that they played here, the night game. Jared Sipple over mid-wicket.
Oh, so close to the Hastings Dairy sewing again. It's been half what resurrected.
I think that's the great Tony. Is that Tony Anderson out there trying to resurrect the sign? No, it's not. That'd be Sean McCarthy's dad.
On the red jumper all the way over there.
Sorry?
And the
red jumper, yep.
He's probably watched a fair bit of cricket, hadn't he?
He's been out there pacing.
Jared Sipple.
McCarthy on his way in.
Very close to his 50. Punches for one down to mid-off. I might have Jared Sipple very close to his 50. I'm just waiting for an update.
Jeff, can we just remind the viewers of what the gold cap wearers receive?
Certainly, they receive each 3-night getaway at Witches Falls Cottage on Mount Tambourine. It's a luxury cottage, including breakfast there as well, and it's for 3 nights, and it's for 2 people this time. Unfortunately, the houseboat that we used last year, we can't do that because of COVID.
So rumours are untrue that the houseboat was sunk?
Was it? That happens.
Big Sipple. Sipple to Sipple. Man out there. Oh, one-handed attempt. I think that's the koi, isn't it? And that'll be the 50 there for Jared Sipple. Well batted, Mr. Sipple.
Hasn't that come in a hurry?
A real hurry, actually, striking well over 200. He's hit the ball ever so sweetly.
Never seen a person wear so little footwear be so good at cricket. I'm sure he'd bat in on the soles of his feet.
Oh, Sipple to Sipple, the same man out of deep cover. One bounce this time.
Just teasing, looking for the second.
A little misfield.
Good running there.
10 balls remaining in the Aztecs innings. As my 139 prediction looks to be gone.
Surpassed. Sipple to Sipple.
Oh, geez, he's hit the ball well. Even when he doesn't get onto it.
Just single out to Melbourne.
Actually, when the boys were up at Power FM studio for the semi-pros interview on Thursday, they both predicted about 150. So it's like we're heading for that.
Contrived?
They didn't say who was batting first or who was batting second. Just that it'd be around the 150 mark.
Sipple to Nielsen, just for a change.
Kirtley hit some nice straight balls in that innings a couple of weeks ago. Very smart, just glide down to third man. Did you get a chance to look at the pitch at all, Mark?
No, I didn't, but I was tuning into the live Facebook feed, and flat and hard, I think, was the... But the carry on the ball's been fantastic through to the keeper. Like it's.
The comment was New England Highway Service Road.
Yeah, but a lot of playing misses, which suggests that there might have been something. A little slow ball there from Sipple into Sipple. tucked off his hip for a single. If you go off those first few overs, like the batsman, certainly couldn't find any groove at all, which I think suggests might have been a little bit of nibble, a little bit of swing.
Put that down to the humidity of the oncoming dust storm. So at the moment of the Battle of the Sipples, are we probably a points decision so far to the Mergen Sipple?
Yes.
Over the top of the Valley Sipple, but Mick has bowled well though. Another dot ball.
They scored 3 for 144. And I think, Kent, we're into that last over. So 144, real solid total here, Jeff, I think so far. But will they get too many more with the great man, the skipper, Sean McCarthy, to bowl the final over?
If you're out there with the stick, Mark, how would you be approaching this final over? Where would you go?
Getting off strike immediately. And,
wearing one on the body and running.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't think there'd be too much, but I think any particular final over, bat on ball and everything at it. McCarthy into Jared Sipple.
Sipple advances, chips into the outfield. They're going to look for 2 here. Good in and out by Nielsen. That's good running by Kirtley. Assessed it real quick that he needed to be in and out of the striker's end, and there was nothing much the fielders could do about restricting that.
Is there a case, Ken, here in the last over, a sacrificial run down to deep mid-off to keep Jared Sipple on strike?
Oh, you'd have to, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. There's McCarthy.
Slow ball. Something on that from Jared Sipple.
But now Nielsen, who hasn't had much of an opportunity, he'll be looking to land one or two lusty blows here to finish off as the Aztecs nearing a very, very good total of 150. A little change in field.
McCarthy on his way again. Kirtley Nielsen. Something on that? No, a wide +1.
An extra ball to be bowled here by the Rockets.
While we're at it, Mark, I think we should give a shout out to our friend Darren Kosh, the great man. He's did himself a big injury in his last game for the Bremer Blazers, tore his bicep, was operated on during the week.
In and out. Oh, yeah, obviously it was real close to the action, and the on-field diagnosis was pretty quick with the bicep. That I can't imagine how much that would hurt and what the process might be.
Yeah, I think he went into surgery on Tuesday. And I'm not sure about reattachment or sewing it up or whatever they do. But yep.
Oh, Sipple just strikes that ever so cleanly.
A clean ball, doesn't he?
Oh, geez, he hits the ball so nice. And Pollock, they go to the strike. They go back to the striker's end.
So yes, best wishes to Darren Kosh. Hope he's doing okay. I know he was pretty upset with the way it all worked out, and that's pretty much destroyed his cricket season. So it'd be great to see him back next season.
No good for the Trojans, of course.
No.
As we're nearing the end of the innings, McCarthy into Sipple, and just ever so easily down to the man. One bounce.
I think we need to check if that bat's legal.
He's hardly even touched that. It's just a flick of the wrist.
Smart move, It's replay.
He just didn't catch the strike, but it looks
That's
effortless,
incredible.
doesn't he?
Yep. He's not a big man.
What sort of bat is it, Ken?
Oh, no. Good. Got a spare ball in my car.
Yeah, we thought that might have been a lost ball down at the pigger end, but do you have a little briefcase?
I don't have a briefcase, but I do have some used balls from the other games. that I've maintained.
Short one.
That's way up in the sky.
Oh, Hastings Dairy Sign again. Oh.
6 runs off an edge.
That was close to the Deering Hastings Dairy Sign. And that ends out a really entertaining innings there by the Aidacare Aztecs. Just get the final score. I think it was 3 wickets down. Just seeing if that last one.
I see 163
Yeah, 163.
off 20.
Yeah, 163 runs scored by the Aztecs. Bearing in mind they were none for 16 after 4, and even a much slower rate for the first sort of probably 8 to 10 overs. So I think with 8 overs remaining, they were 70 runs. So to go close to scoring at 100 runs in the last 8 overs is a big effort. And I wonder if it's a ploy to keep wickets in the bank. But Jared Sipple, take your hat off, son. He's batted beautifully, along with Gillum and Dan Wilson, to score a real competitive total here under lights out at Highfields Park. So
76 off 34 balls.
That's a fair knock, isn't it? So
Fair effort.
and I think we found throughout the entire tournament, one of those sort of innings is what a team needs to actually win. Jack Carty for the Blazers, Peter van der Kooi against the Aztecs, someone that can sort of bat through the innings and launch at the end, and it gives them a real platform now. So huge job here by the hip pocket Rockets, who have been real hard to knock down, haven't they? So it's going to be on.
Yeah, you'd say the Aztecs would have to be in front here, but I said the other night that hip pocket Rockets are like that boxer that just doesn't know how to lose, just keeps getting back up.
No. So round innings number 1 by the Aztecs, all completed as the Rockets come off, prepared to launch and have a big dip at this total here, Jeff. So we're in for what could be a real entertaining chase.
Absolutely, 164 needed for victory. We are at Highfield Sports Park for the grand final of the Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL. We'll be back shortly on PTV Channel O and Power FM special events for the run chase.
Looking for exposure for your next event or function? Take your next community event, training seminar, sports event, official opening, function, concert or exhibition live to the world with PTV Channel O and Power FM's unique live simulcast. We can turn your next local event into a worldwide sensation for a fraction of what you would expect to pay. No matter what the event, PTV Channel O and Power FM can take your message to our audience. Invite the world to your party by phoning 0431 390 920 or email feedback@ptvchannelo.com.
Digital marketing at A1 Supercheap Tyres is paramount. With having local search on board, they're definitely a part of our business. They are like having a marketing team of your own. It's by far the most important thing to this business and surviving and growing.
Every week on PTV Channel O, we take a frank look at computers, the internet and social media on Switched On IT. Join our international team of experts every Tuesday at 7 p.m. to learn what makes the internet and social media tick and how to keep your business safe online while making the most of this exciting media. Discover a whole new world of entertainment Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on ptvchannelo.com or download the PTV Channel O app.
6 off 7 overs, which is a outstanding feat. So even though they'll be missing him, it's good news for Semi that he's having a red hot crack down in Brizzy.
Yeah, it's good to see those boys having a real little dig down in Brizzy, trying to make it through. As Wilson comes into Wilson, another little sloggish sweep, and that'll find the boundary rope again. So identifying that, you know, there's obviously only 2 men outside, and they have the man at deep mid on and the other man at deep square leg. Wilson, once he finds that gap over the man at short fine leg, 4 runs. As he goes straight this time.
Great shot from Wilso, straight down the ground.
We talked about Peter Vanderkoy being strong straight. Well, young Mr. Chris Wilson hits that one beautifully over the mid-off boundary as that's gone down over into the darkness as we wait for the ball to come back. So
it's gone into the abyss. The ball will never be seen again.
And now it looks like an under-12s game where they all start to... Oh no, we're back. So Mr. Wilson just having one up here on Dan.
Yeah, I think the plan might have been to get a few overs through quickly without too much damage. Dan doesn't actually bowl a hell of a lot, so if there was anyone who knew what he was going to do, it was probably going to be his brother. So.
It's we've seen so many, I've talked about it so much, obviously the rivalries, brothers, fathers, sons, the whole deal. So just another one here as Wilson finds it over the short fine leg man again, and that will be another boundary. The hip pocket Rockets off to a flying start here, largely due to Chris Wilson having an absolute huge over there. I think there was 18 from that one. 3 4s and a 6. And all of a sudden, the Rockets feeling a little bit more comfortable, chasing 163, which is a pretty decent total under lights out here at Highfields Park.
Just over 8 runs and over needed. So they're off to a great start. We haven't got a comparison though, have we?
I'm not too sure if there's the old worm, mate. Has Kent got that in his budget? Not too sure.
They're still waiting on the speed gun.
As Fitzgerald continues to Vanderkoy.
Oh, there we go. Nice worm.
Oh, Vanderkoy's gone up. And that'll end safely as Sipple tries to come around. Really having a dip here. So they do have the man at, what would we call that, a wide mid-off or a straight cover?
Yeah, more of a straight cover. Not the regulation shot, as we see Pete launch into something short in front of square.
Yeah, obviously Pete probably knowing they might be not bowling too full to him. Rock's back. I didn't even rock, just pivoted.
Yep.
Trusted his hands.
Off the back foot. I guess that's your fine line. If you miss either forward or back to Pete, he normally punishes you. So you've got to be pretty spot on here. Looking for a comeback from Fitzgerald.
Oh, lovely little clip off his pads. Peter Vanderkoy has been scoring runs for fun in any form of cricket that he's been playing over the last month or two. And it continues on. As the score goes to none for 39. Lovely little late cut there from Peter. Down to the deep third man for one.
It's a wonder the crowd didn't boo then. It wasn't a boundary.
Yeah, we've been real lucky tonight, haven't we,
Yeah.
Dos? With some clean hitting. Jared Simple doesn't even look like he tries to hit the ball.
Jared amazes me all the time how well he hits a cricket ball. He obviously plays for us down at West, and I've seen him numerous times take teams apart with his clean hitting. I don't think I've seen a better six from that low full toss that he flicked back over mid-on earlier. It's just unreal batting. He's a special talent. Sometimes I don't think he knows how talented he is, but once he gets going, he's very hard to stop.
Yeah, effortless. We've seen some pretty incredible innings in this tournament. I think Chris Glassy, the snap wrist, like that sort of forearm. I don't even know what you call it.
Glassy with his hockey background always seems to be able to flick things to certain parts.
Cardiac Grammer and Vanderkoy here, but that particular innings today, he just looked like he wasn't even trying, and just the different styles, I guess, from the batsmen that have scored so well. It's been really good to watch different styles. But as Wilson goes out of the attack,
so that's Luke Pollock coming in. He bowls little medium pace. Probably try and take the pace off here. Keeper up to the stumps. Good ball straight up from Pole. Pole's an Ipswich boy. Seems to come up the hill and has done fairly well in the competition so far.
yeah, a real handy all-rounder, obviously, Aidan. Peter Vanderkoy just plays that one down to deep mid-on for one. The score goes to none for 41 after 4.2 overs. Pretty easy to work out the run rate there. Humming at a nice 10 runs per over. Wilson has a fair dip at that one, but misses. Many of the live wide boys here tonight, Aidan, or?
I think there's a few roaming around. I saw a few of the boys having a few Northerns earlier, which is good to see. Good to see them supporting the comp, obviously. As we see a great shot from Chris Wilson over mid-wicket, 4 runs.
Polly just drops that one a touch short.
And seems to be coming onto the bat fairly well now. I think if you miss your spot, it seems to be skidding on nicely.
Full. Nice bit of glove work there.
Nice work from Gillow. Doesn't miss many.
Does Gillum keep in all forms of cricket?
Yeah, he's kept for West for as many years that I've played against him. Always
Big
as a
appeal.
shout goes up. Not out. Yeah, as far as I've played, Gillow's been one of the best keepers in the competition. I think he might have even kept for Queensland Country last year. So he's very underrated because he's batting so high up, such a strength for him, but he's really good, especially up to the stumps.
A genuine all-rounder. Genuine.
Does
he bat high, Wes? Or?
Yeah, he normally opens the batting up at West. So he's taken me apart various times.
So we haven't seen much spin in this game. Your pet love, other than leaving the ball?
Oh, I love off-spin. Actually, any spin, but off-spin, I only saw Ben Brochery obviously bowling in the first innings, and I think over the last 2 BBLs, we've seen spin be huge in tying teams down or getting the breakthrough. I love watching Kieran Gibbs bowl, actually, his change-ups. And
Kieran's just the old Benjamin Button. The older he gets, the better he's getting with his off-spin. He bowled incredibly well for us this year. It's a shame that Zach Beveridge is here tonight. He's a bit scared to get on the commentary box because he loves to talk about off-spin, being one himself. As Pete goes big over mid-on, 4 runs. Great shot.
Certainly see where the crowd's leaning toward at the moment.
yeah, I guess this is a fantastic start by the Rockets, chasing 163, and
I'd like to see how many supporters for each camp are here, but it might be evenly poised.
I know there's definitely a lot of hip pocket people in front of the comm box here. A lot of noise after that shot.
Oh, it's another straight shot by Pete van der Kooi. The mid on.
I think it's Galvin that's come on now.
Morgan Galvin.
At the far end, yep. Little handy bowler, young fella coming through the Toowoomba ranks.
Oh, Wilson strikes that one real nice, real straight too. Pretty hard to have a man straight behind the bowler's arm, and Wilson finds the gap very easily. The smart move, conveyance and replay. Just did it well enough.
It's been a smart move, moving Wilson up the top of the order. I think he's batted anywhere from 1 to 7 in their side, so it's been working well for him so far with Pete, taking a bit of pressure off him to obviously get them off to a good start.
The chance here? Oh no, he would have been back, I think. Just Pete looked pretty relaxed, but I've heard that Pete is very relaxed.
Yeah, very relaxed human. Various times I've been up to the podiatrist and physio to see Pete. He's very relaxed.
Oh, big heave ho.
Big heave. Runs on fast here out of Highfields.
That's the beauty about the beauty about the power play, Aiden. Only 2 men out, and they're both at the mid-on and deep cover boundary, so I'm not too sure if Wilson intended that to go that square, but it doesn't matter. I think we have the score at none for 59 in the last over of the power play, so we're on here, Aiden, for a real good game.
Well,
there's another 4.
As Wilson takes that. Great end of the power play. Another boundary to finish off.
So none for 63 after 6. Humming along nicely, well and truly over the required run rate. This is PTV at Channel O and Power FM special events coverage of the 2020 Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL Grand Final. And we're doing it thanks to Local Search, your complete digital marketing service. So thanks to Jeff and the team for sponsoring our broadcast right throughout the season.
So we see the Hip Pocket Rockets in a tremendous position, certainly surpassing the power play total of the Aztecs, but that didn't seem to worry the Aztecs too much. That vital wickets column is so important, as we've seen. So
it's amazing the different approaches in the power play. Or was it because the bowling was very good in the first innings?
Ash Sippel coming on from the closest end to us now. He's the old man of Jared. Lizard's played a lot of cricket. Bowls a bit of a mixture, little seam up, little rolls his fingers across them, so just tries to take a lot of the pace off it.
fantastic running there by Chris Wilson, getting in and out, coming back for 2. Done for 65 after 6.3 overs as the field spreads. Now we're out of the power play. Oh, van der Kooi, beautiful shot. Just waits on it, rolls down to the boundary, and they get all important 2 runs. a great start. Sipple leaving the hat on. A la, was that Tim May? No, it wasn't Tim May. Greg Matthews, of course.
It'd be interesting to see what Hip Pocket do here if they try and keep going and chase the total down as quick as they can. Maybe a promotion for someone, a big hitter, someone like Darcy Murphy. I think might get a slide, take him off the DMB, get him up there.
You got an interesting look there, Adam, from the owner of the Hip Pocket Rockets, Graham Strang.
Darcy's been hitting them very well in the nets down at Graceville. I think he's been holding that lower order there at West together, so he's looking for a bit of a promotion.
Oh, jeez. Oh, chance! No chance.
Have a look at that one on the replay for smart move conveyancing. That was an opportunity missed.
Yeah, Vanderkoy was real keen to get out for a quick single, but just couldn't get a good throw on it. That's a much better over by the Aztecs.
Yeah, speed and see makes a difference.
Absolutely. So they really be searching for a couple of wickets here to stem the flow.
Looks like they've switched Luke Pollock around here, try and get the batsman hitting into the wind, using his slower medium pace, trying to hit to the boundary into the wind. So it'll be interesting to see if Wilson takes him on here.
There's a man there caught, Gully. Pollock changes ends. It brings about a very important wicket for the Aztecs, who, after a great start by the Rockets, first wicket falling. That's Chris Wilson after a fantastic start.
Just as the Highfields blizzard comes through.
So Chris Wilson departing for a very, very handy 39 at the top of the innings of 21 balls, striking at 185. Certainly have given the Rockets a fantastic platform to work from here. And that brings out the old wily goat, Mr. Michael Sipple.
Another one of the Sipples that have signed up for the DDBBL. A few of them getting around, so...
There's a handful, isn't there?
He played a pretty crucial innings on Tuesday night for them. Just batted, didn't do anything extreme, but just batted really tightly and ticked the scoreboard over, which really helped them post a decent total down there. So I think with Pete in there, he'll probably do a similar role and look to get him on strike.
He has the uncanny ability to get off strike, doesn't he? At ease, linearly, at will. That's a dead ball. I don't think Mick was ready. The wind really picking up out here at Highfields Park. Aidan, I'll ask you, any decisions on going around next year?
Yeah, I'll definitely be playing.
Yeah,
so
good. You love it?
Yeah, it's great. Don't get to play up here too often anymore, which is good. So I love to be able to not drive an hour and a half down to Brizzy to play, and it's been good. Not sure what will happen next year if I'll put my hand up to captain aside. It might be good just to play again, but see what happens. I'll definitely be playing though, definitely.
Good to hear, mate. Good to hear. Yeah, and hopefully we see, even more of an influx of those players in from Brisbane as well. So, Sipple slashes at that one. That's a great attempt, the man at Gully. We have a look at the smart move conveyancing replay. Whether or not he got a hand on it, but it looked very close. think he might have got real close to that one. That's Mick Sipple's first boundary. Oh, great bit of glove work there by Mr. Gillum. Very tight behind the stumps. It probably doesn't look slow, and yet Gillum's taken them with ease, isn't he? So,
yeah, like I said before, very quick. I think he's one for not even doing much training on his glove work, but then turning up first game of the season and taking a leg side stumping or a catch. I think Zach Beveridges might have fell victim to that in the first game. So I think I heard it for about 2 weeks how filthy he was about it. So Gillo's definitely a good man up to the stumps.
Another fairly tidy over by the Aztec. Just reeling things back in a touch after what can be considered a pretty solid start by the Rockets.
So 1 for 74, the score at the moment. 8 overs gone. We're headed for a brilliant finish.
So 90 runs required of 12.
So just over 8, 8.5, is it?
I can't work that out.
12 8s are 96. With 4 left over, so that'll be 8.5.
Sipple continues to Sipple. Oh, the chance. A little stutter. A little bit jittery out there.
Well, it is the big dance, isn't it?
The big dance.
They had one out in the centre then.
So Aidan, do you try and sort of entice any of your other mates down there to come up and enter?
There was a few that were close this year. One is Zaya Snell, opening back wicketkeeper from our club in West. I think we're nearly getting the whole squad up from West at the moment. With Steve McGiffin joining this year, he was unreal for us. Up top of the order, and with his bowling, he's first class. So I don't think he's too far away from some state honours, which would be great to see. But I know there's a few other teams actually who do talk to us Toowoomba boys when we're down there at games. They go, "Oh, how's the Bush Bash going?" So it's good to see that the exposure's getting down there. And hopefully a lot more of coming up. You obviously got Jack Carty at UQ. He brought up one of his mates with him up this year. So I know Ipswich, the Hornets, have a great exposure of it. They encourage the boys to get as much cricket in as they can. So I think more and more are going to start now, especially now Sam Neal's at North. So hopefully some of those boys come and join the crew as well, because it's not only good cricket, but it's good time. You get to meet a few different blokes and enjoy that time. So hopefully they start coming up.
Yeah, the net just gets wider, hopefully so. Sipple to Sipple. I just love saying that. Sipple to Sipple.
Well, you're like Willie bowling to Lily, and Dilly caught him out.
Yeah. Pushes that one through the cover region just for a single. 1 for 77, the score moves to. Just a little bit of a holding pattern here. Vanderkooi, he's going very straight back onto the stumps. Well fielded as we see the Zing Bales fly off. That's at the end of the 9th over. We have the score at 1 for 77.
It was quite tidy, that over.
Very tidy over. Just a couple of real nice little overs here by the Aztecs. And as always, Aiden, wicket falls. Things just sort of slow up a little bit as they re-establish.
It's the key in T20 cricket. Wickets fall, they always say to take as many dot balls as you can, and that brings a wicket, and that obviously slows the rate. So I think they'll be looking with Pollock and Lizard here to bowl with 5 out, bowl very straight, and try and bowl as many ones and dots as they can, make them play the big shot.
Oh,
As I've said that.
As you said. Just strays down the leg side. And Sipple just picks the man at short fine leg and finds a fair bit of space. No change in the field. Sipple. Beautiful shot out there through the covers. Just back for a real easy 2. Big appeal. Umpire Barton will still have something to say, possibly. It was gone, I think. Aiden, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was out if he hit then. There's been a few mix-up with Pete, so I don't know who's making the call there. Is Pete taking off? Is he using his voice or not? I'm not sure.
Whose call? We all know whose call that is, don't we? That's behind square, but maybe Mick doesn't trust himself to get to the other end. I don't know.
Go testy again. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think Sip. He's played a lot of cricket, so the body doesn't move as quick as it used to. So I think Pete might have to remember who he's batting with here.
Aiden, do you have set plans for certain batsmen now? Like you're at that stages, aren't you? Where, you certainly are doing that, aren't you?
Oh, definitely. Especially through these middle overs, and in T20 cricket, if you don't really have a plan, then you're really just trusting luck. Then, so you can see here they've got a fairly straight field. 2 back straight, cover, cow and behind square, so they're looking to go as full as they can, make them hit to those long fielders.
Happy to take the ones.
Yep, happy to take the
hit
ones.
Hit ones all day long, mate. Wouldn't worry you one bit, would it? Yeah.
They always say ones and dots are our friends in T20 cricket, so if you can build as many of those up, hopefully that brings a wicket, or you're nullifying that boundary ball.
So 1 for 83 after 10. Setting up for what
I need
can be
81. I need 81.
81 to win of 10 overs. 8 and over.
So they're on par at the moment.
Oh, it's poised brilliantly, I think, Jeff, isn't it? Yeah.
The longer these two bat, the chances for hit pockets will start to rise. So if these two will probably get a crucial 3 overs to get through, make sure they're still taking 7s off the over.
Sipple continues to Vanderkoy. It's down the ground for 1 to mid-on. Strangle appeal. Out to the man at cover. Any more plans to head back to, or try and go to England, Aiden, or is that one just, you might just leave that one on the back burner for a bit?
Still trying to go, so still trying to get over there, but obviously with what's happening around the world at the moment, we're not getting much news from over there of what's exactly happening, so it's looking less likely for next year, but hopefully come 2022 there's still the aspiration to go, so we'll wait and see what COVID's doing, if there's a vaccine or if we can travel, or
just see the what do you call your owner of your franchise? The boss?
I just call him Speezy, legend, chatterbox. There's a lot of names to describe Speezy.
He's certainly a little energizer bunny, isn't he? So
yes, I think he was very excited at Grandma last round. For anyone saw, he was trying to catch every 6 that went over the fence, so he was up and about.
Sipple to Sipple, he finds the man at short mid-on for no run.
He's been known to take a net wicket as well, so loves a bowl at the nets. Anyone, anytime will come for a net wicket. if he's playing B grade, A grade of training, he will try and take a net wicket. Live wire training at the start of the year before we started playing. Very heavy, new ball. Wanted to try and knock as many boys over as he can. Loves a net wicket.
It'd be hard not to get caught up in that energy, wouldn't it? Like,
It's great. It's great. They actually work quite well together. Speezy's got a lot of energy, and Payne's probably more of the brains of the operation, and a lot more calm and pulls Speezy in when we have to. But no, they're great together. Speezy brings the energy in.
I get the impression Speezy shoots and asks questions later, mate. You know, just
Yep, definitely.
All right, as we head back to the action here, 1 for 86 after 11. Hit Pocket Rocket just playing a real smart game here, turning the strike over, picking up 6 and 7s. Haven't had a big over for a little while now.
And they bring Jared on, little right arm off spin, little round arms that he bowls. Like his dad, looks like he's keeping his hat on. All that sun and the UV rays around.
I love it.
Jared's starting to lose his hair a bit, old Krusty the Clown, so he's trying to keep that hat on for as long as he can, I think.
Into Vanderkoy. Just off his pads for an easy one.
I think he's coming around the wicket, so they're looking to, obviously to the right-hander to Pete, try and give him no width and no room to try and cramp in the leg stump. Be interesting to see what he does to the left-hander here. Takes it away or has the same plan.
Siffle just down the ground for another single. Seems to be the order of the day for the hip pockets.
And it takes them off the dreaded 87 as well.
It's great to see spin working in T20 cricket. I know especially Zach Beveridge, he bowled really well throughout the tournament and loves watching and speaking about off spin. So I think he's out here tonight actually. He's talking about coming in the commentary box for a few. So
Was he a bit shy?
yeah, I think he's got the yips. I think he's got the yips about being in the box, but he does love speaking about off spin and Jared Sipple. So
That's a shame because I love talking about off spin too. It seems like a real good combination we could get going. But regardless of that, we're back to the action here. Sipple to Sipple. Sweep shot. Pick out the man head spinning away. Good bit of fielding.
Kane Bradford, one of the best outfielders in the comp.
Well, he's not the better Beveridge though, is he?
No, he's not the better Beveridge. Joel will be sitting at home watching this. He knows who the better Beveridge is. So I think the Raptors may be looking to put Joel in the captaincy box next shift. Try something new, get a bit of luck.
Vanderkoy goes big. It's going to go straight over the head. That looks to be Dan Wilson out there. That one in the slot, Aiden.
Big six from Pete. Big. I think the plan to cramp him up there didn't work too well. So give him nothing to get under here, Jared.
Oh, beautiful shot. He'll split the fielders out between mid-off and cover.
And score a goal at the same time. See, you should get extra runs for that. He scored a goal as well.
And it went into the goal.
Yeah.
That's a little bang-bang there from Pete Vanderkoy to finish off the 12th over, I believe.
Brings up the 100.
Two beautiful shots. Vanderkoy moves to 43 off 29. Mick Sipple 18 off 21. 64 runs required off 8.
8 to 64.
Well done, Jeffrey.
I've still got my shoes on as well.
Sharp.
I believe this is Luke Pollock coming from his third spell of the day. Late in the day, back for a third spell, change of end again. So he brought the wicket last time, so hopefully for Aztec's sake, they'll be hoping he does the same again.
Sipple strikes that one again very much cleanly. Clearly the sledging to Zach Beveridge has caused him to roll on over, and at the end of this over we're going to see a change in the commentary box as the captain of the Live Wire Lightning. Is that his first stint in the box, mate, this season?
Yep, first stint, been playing most of the other games, so
that's good.
The one game we missed out, get a stint in the box. It's been good.
It must be just a captain's thing we're going to have going here. So we'll have the Raptors captain. Any other captains floating around, I wonder?
I don't know.
Oh, Sipple goes.
Under
Did
edge.
you get bat on that?
Yeah, I think he's hit that. Oh, he's taking him on. Chance.
Trouble. Big trouble, actually. Oh, wow. Peter Vanderkoy coming back. Who was that down there?
I think that was Fitzgerald, potentially his indoor cricket background.
We'll have a look on the replay.
That was a fantastic throw into the gloves. Like Gillum. Gillum didn't have to do much at all, I don't think, did he?
No, right next to the bales by the looks of this. Could even be young Galvin.
Oh,
Out by a long
Vanderkoy
way.
diving and
Very crucial time of the game. Pete's a big wicket.
umpire Barton under the pump.
Luke Neal, the next batsman, coming
Peter
out.
Vanderkoy yet again scoring ever so nicely. Scoring 43. He'd be dirty, obviously. There's no worse way to get out in cricket, is there?
Oh, run out or
Run out without facing.
run out without facing
At
or
the non-strike
potentially
position.
leaving the ball, not even attempting a shot. So they're the three modes, and he's got one of them there tonight, unfortunately for Pete, but he's batted well. He's put them in a really good position. I think that's probably the best position they've been in with the bat all competition. So Lukey Neal fresh off about 146 yesterday, I think, in Toowoomba A grade. So not a bad replacement to come in, and hopefully all the runs didn't run out yesterday.
And that was the end of the over.
No, another one.
Oh,
One to come.
apologies. No, Pollock. Must be one left, is it? Two left. Maybe three even. Anyway, not keeping count. Too much going on. Oh, that's a full toss. That could be an no ball, possibly. No. Just baseballs, that one. Back into the left field.
No ball given there. I think. Look at the replay there. Oh, it was very high. Very high. I think he might have got away with one there.
That's a great start. Oh, this time, look at the man running around from deep fine leg. He'll cut it off for two. Super start here from Luke Neal. And it's a good over by the Aztecs due to the wicket of Pete Vanderkoy. And thanks to Dos from the Live Wire Lighter for coming in. And we're joined in the box by Zach Beveridge, the skipper of the Valley Raptors. And he says it's good to sit down. How are you, mate? Welcome to the box.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're not shy at all, are you, mate? You're not shy at all, are you?
I'm terrified. Don't like public speaking.
Well, you're not in public, mate. Don't worry. So we're going to see spin continue here, Zach, which you'd be fond of, obviously.
Yeah, big fan of this. Jared's a good little off spinner, varies his pace well. So up against Mick here, the namesake. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes.
Sipple to Sipple again. Just he'll push out to the covers for one. So we've got the two lefties out there now for the hip pocket Rockets. Luke Neal in some good form with both bat and ball, really. He's been on fire.
Yeah, Lukey Neal. Nice little single out to long on. Just starting his innings nicely here, Lukey. Hopefully he can kick on with Mick and get the Rockets home here.
You got to be seeing the ball well to get a full toss like that and just punch it back over mid-off, don't you? Like you got to be You got to be on.
Absolutely, especially when you're looking for the ball to bounce up.
Oh, is that a reverse sweep?
It was.
I reckon he's hit that off the back of the bat.
Look on the replay for smart move conveyancing.
That's one thing we haven't seen a lot of is the inventive shots, like the ramps and whatnot. Do you blokes actually practice them, Zach?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
they're an extremely effective shot if you can get them right, because they're obviously really hard to set fields too. So, becoming a much more prominent shot in modern day cricket.
A little sharper one there from Sipple. Pushes that one through.
So 2 for 112 at the moment. We're in the 14th over.
Good little over from Jared Sipple there. Not a lot of runs off that one. Nice and tight. And we've got Morgan Galvin back into the attack.
2 for 113 the score. Chasing down 164 for victory.
Remo just said, can you see the end of the... Is it the young Morgan Galvin? It looks to be. Coming back into the attack, which we have coined, we're still coining the piggery end.
Yep, Avenues end and the piggery end, yep.
Struck that really well, Sipple, but finds the man there at mid-wicket.
We've even got a hill here, which we've got people actually on the hill over the other side from our area, the grandstand area we're in. So it is a good proper cricket ground, isn't it, with a hill?
Proper cricket ground. A few stubby shorts, mate, some singlets and a few cans. Oh, Sipple. Mr. Michael Sipple. Probably not known for his huge hitting, is he, Zach? Or?
Oh, I think so. After watching that, that was length ball, and Mick's obviously liked what he's seen there and thrown the kitchen sink at it, and again just missed the Hastings Deering sign. It's been under some pressure tonight, like Liam has said in all his Facebook posts, but
it's the closest we've seen the sign being hit. I know there's probably a few more out tonight, but it's certainly we've got to see it go off. It'll be amazing as Galvin comes into Sipple. Oh, he has another crack at that one. Inside edge, rolling away to square leg.
Oh, that's...
And gets enough on it.
Rockets now 2 for 123 with 164 to win. It's going to be a tight finish.
Promoter's dream, Zach. Promoter's dream.
What do you reckon of super over?
Oh, another, not where he intended that one to go, but he'll come back for 2. As the Rockets just pushing on the pedal here again. After a few steady overs after the wicket, but since Vanderkoy has been run out, they sort of just kept running here. Although probably an 8 and over, they can't leave too much in the bank, can they?
Yeah, that's right. Wickets always make a run chase hard, but as that's swatted down to long off, get the single. When they lost Pete, I think they've done really well here. You just got to keep trying to get 1s and 2s and trying to tick it over, and then obviously when the ball's in your slot or in your zone, trying to get that boundary, and they've done that really well here, the Rockets. Nice little drop and run to Lukey Neal to point there.
As we've seen with this oval, picking the ball up cleanly hasn't been easy for the fieldsman compared to some of the other ovals. So you've really got to watch that ball come into their hands, haven't you, Zach? You've seen some fumbles from all the teams, I think.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think Rockets are a testament the way they fielded this morning. They did a phenomenal job. Some really good outfielding, which I think is crucial. Cutting those twos to ones, which make a difference in these kind of games when you only have 120 balls.
So 2 for 127. Hip pocket Rockets here now, Jeff. So how many overs do we have left?
Looks like 4.
4 overs left. There'll be a chance out here. Wicket. It's a good catch.
The in-form Lukey Neal departs. Well bowled, Jared Sipple.
Didn't look like there's no such thing as an easy catch in a final. So as Luke Neal departs, wearing the number 99, Mitchell Burke, out to the crease for the hip pocket Rockets. And that just quietens things down here. .37 runs required of 4 or 3.5, I think, isn't it? 3.5 overs. So
3.5.
So would you say 37? That's jumped up to 9. And over.
I don't think that'll worry the Rockets, really. It's just a...
Well, if they keep losing wickets.
Yeah, that's true.
Nice little single to cover from Mick Sipple.
Do you know much about Mitch Burke, Zach?
No, I don't. I know he runs pretty fast, so I expect there to be a bit of running here, but I'll see how Mick likes that.
Yeah. That's a very good point. Sipple comes into Burke. First ball, just defends that one back.
But you've got 3 balls to get your eye in, haven't you? Is that the case in
sometimes
T20
none.
cricket?
Full toss. Little think of 2, but just 1 run there. So Burke opens his account. Lovely single.
This has been a really good over by Jared so far. See if he can close out here.
Slog sweep. Not just more of a traditional sweep, really.
Yeah, it was a lovely shot. Rolled the wrists. Hit down on it nicely. Great shot.
That's a good over again for the Aztecs.
So 33 needed. 3 overs left, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So that's 11.
Might be 4 overs actually, Jeff.
Is it
Yeah.
4? Oh, it is 4. Okay, 4 is good. It's still 8 and over.
Strangy looks on edge down on the boundary down there.
He's got no fingernails left.
The man with nerves of steel.
Mind you, if he wins...
We won't see him for a week.
It's his shout.
Who could come into the attack here?
Dan Dan Wilson.
Dan Wilson, after opening the bowling with the new rock.
Gee, I'm a fan of these tweakers. This is great.
That's all there should be, Zach. Great bit of fielding. Saved one there by Mr. Wilson.
That's a serious vertical from Dan there.
Can we have a look at that on the replay?
Oh, Mitchell Burke is gone. Oh, 6 runs.
That was a very good effort. Have a look at that one on the replay.
It was a really good effort from Jared Sipple down on the long on boundary down there.
Should have been able to scoop it up a bit higher.
As we see him jump. Here we oh.
He's nearly taken that out of the top corner of the goal post.
Brown drops that one short. Burke rocks back on the back foot and finds a man out of deep square for 1. Big couple of balls here by the Aztecs. .26 required.
A swat out to cow corner.
Like a slap, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Slap squat.
Right. Effective. What do they got? A long on, deep mid wicket, deep backward squares coming up now. Point.
So full and straight.
Yeah, I think
Dev,
so.
yeah.
Oh,
Not short. Watch out. 6 runs. Hip pocket rockets. Here they come. A massive over here. Mitchell Burke has come out and swatted a couple of 6s. Advantage Rockets coming into the final few overs. No run, dot ball. Here we go, Zach.
that was a good over from young Mitch Burke. Couple of 6s makes the job a little bit easier. Still a long way to go though.
19 required now.
So the Rockets 3 for 145.
That's brought it down to 6 and over, isn't it?
Yeah, just over a runner ball required for the Rockets.
Could be Fitzgerald coming back into the attack.
Bringing experience on here for the final overs. Good move from Chris Gillum.
Sipple pushes out to deep cover there for 1 run.
So have you got anyone ahead, or is it still even Stevens as far as you're concerned?
Oh, what do you reckon, Jeff?
I think at run a ball, I'd be putting my money on the Rockets.
Yeah, that batted beautifully here. Well constructed innings.
Yeah, Mick's done a really good job anchoring the innings, and Mitch has come out and whacked him very timely. As he doesn't quite time that one to mid-wicket.
Oh, Sipple, swing and a miss.
A very crucial dot ball there from Rob. Bowling.
I've been trying.
push for 2. Not quite, as Mick gets that out to deep mid-wicket. 1 run. 2 off the over so far. Off 3 balls.
Needs to be a good over here, doesn't it?
Has to be crucial over this one. You don't have many chances in 2020 cricket, but this one in particular.
Mitchell Burke, 1 bounce to the man at the deep mid-wicket. Another single. All important singles. Anything at the moment for the Rockets.
That's right. Out to long on. Another single.
Oh, good over, I guess, in respects to no boundaries. As the score moves to what we have at 150.
Still think it's very evenly poised here. Rockets have wickets in the shed, but that was a really good over from Rob. Really good over from Rob. Who we got here? Another experienced campaigner, Ash Sipple, back into the attack. Bowling to Mick.
2 up. 14 runs, 12 balls. Absolute dream ending here. A little whisper of a super over, but we'll see about that.
Kent with the early crow.
13 off 11. Back!
That's lost.
That's a fantastic shot under pressure. That's a really good shot.
Mitchell Burke. Have a look at that one on the replay. Out of the screws, just one lusty blow.
That was a forearm jab, and he's hit it 90 metres.
The ball comes back from the figure end. That leaves 7 runs now. 10 balls remaining. What do you do, Zach? Glory shots.
From a bowling perspective, dots.
Burke.
Yeah. Well bowled from Ash.
7 off 9. That's what we have seen from a lot of the batsmen, just hitting the ball ever so sweetly. These big bats these days doing the job as well. Sipple into Burke.
Out to Kirtley at deep square leg. The lovely bounce throw into Gillum.
6 off 8.
Few field changes here.
That's all they need.
Another single.
Singles. Last ball in the over. 5 runs required. What will Mitchell Burke do? Just take the single, keeps the strike. As we head into the final oval of the Murdoch Lawyers Darling Downs Bush Bash League 02. It's great to see another game right down to the wire, Zach.
Oh, it's been fantastic. Haven't there been some close ones thus far? And it's just fitting that the final finishes this way, I think.
Obviously the advantage with the Rockets, only 4 runs required. But is there another twist?
Oh, there is. We saw it on Tuesday with Shawnee McCarthy. Livewire only needing 6 and Sean bowled a one run over, so it can happen. It definitely can happen. The game's still not over here.
Who's entrusted with this final over, more importantly?
I think Chris Gillum should bowl it.
He can do everything else. Chris Gillum, the Power FM Gold Cap wearer for most runs. I believe it is Fitzgerald.
Yeah, looks like Rob again.
Feels like he's bowled all night. All right, here we go. Push to covers. They could look for 2 here.
I get 2.
And they will.
Lovely little punch through the covers there by Mitch. Great shot. Smart cricket from the young campaigner.
Just 2 runs required by the Hip Pocket Rockets to be crowned the champions of the Darling Downs Bush Bash League. Be run out chance on. If he hits, how's... Ooh.
Gee, there's a bit going on that ball, wasn't there?
So
that's a great bit of fielding, but that's a great bit of running actually by Burke. He is quick. You did say he was quick. He was lightning on the smart move conveyance in replay. He's out of the gates real quick there.
Oh, good pick up from Jared.
That's a direct hit, and yet still makes his ground.
Scores are even.
What happens with the field here, Zach? What do you do as skipper?
Try and make him hit over the top.
Pretty simple.
So what are we looking at? Still 4 balls left.
4 balls.
1 run required.
Chris has brought the field in with the exception of a deep mid-wicket. Imagine this will be in the block hole.
And that'll do it! Mick Sipple hits the winning runs. And the Hip Pocket Rockets, Graham Strang, Clark, and the men in the red and black take out the title of the Murdoch Lawyers Darling Downs Bush Bash League tournament number 2. What an emphatic victory there by the men after an incredible start by Van der Kooi and Wilson, and Sipple and Burke just brought them home ever so comfortably. No, not comfortably at all, Zach, but just a couple of big overs there and just swung the advantage back. They were just sort of needing 8, 9 and over the entire game and never really looked too phased, but what a great game.
That's a sensational run chase. That's how you structure. Like you said at the top, the 2 guys at the beginning did really well, and then, as we mentioned earlier, Mick anchored the innings and Mitch come out and played an extremely crucial role there and hit a couple of 6s and ultimately got them home. So, yeah, kudos to the Rockets. They've had a fantastic campaign and they thoroughly deserve this win.
Yeah, and as Kent Reamers did say, they're just the team you just cannot put the knockout blow on, and they have been tough, they've been gritty. They've lost a couple of games, but to their credit, to their ploys and their tactics, they've taken out the title. And what was a fantastic final, 163 runs scored by the Aztecs with some beautiful batting by their top order, but just not quite enough to get them home, and the Aztecs would be absolutely gutted, no doubt. You're getting to the big dance, but unfortunately coming away second. So pretty good way to finish the actual Bush Bash League all over, mate. So Zach, thanks for popping in, mate. Wasn't too bad, was it?
No worries at all. Anytime.
When you're not playing, so
yeah, that's right.
Fantastic.
Thanks, Mark.
Well,
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, Zach.
So there you go. Another season gone, just as brilliant as the first one. Then the second, right down to the wire, as what happened last year as well. And we've got the presentations, of course, those that got the gold caps, and also the winners themselves.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for hanging around. We will start the presentations very shortly. Just waiting for the Aidacare Aztecs to come on board, so we'll get things rolling. to present firstly the leading wicket taker, the leading run scorer, and the Blue Dog Sports Player of the tournament. So thanks so much for hanging around these conditions. Toowoomba has put it on again, so we won't be too long. So first, if we can put our hands together for the finalists, the Hip Pocket Rockets and the Aidacare Aztecs for an absolute sublime final. A promoter's dream for Murdoch Lawyers and Hastings Deering for a final to go down to the last over. 163 being chased down in a wonderful chase. So joined up here by Tony Anderson, Kent Reamers, Andrew and Justin. And firstly, we're going to present the Power FM leading wicket taker, Jeff Roberts from Power FM, who has been at every single game in the commentary box, loves the game. You could have been a bit closer, Jeff, but anyway, here he comes. So the Power FM leading wicket taker, the gold cap wearers, in third place for the Aidacare Aztecs was Rob Fitzgerald, taking 8 wickets at 16.25. In second place from the Valley Raptors, Michael Top, 10 wickets at 7.87. And just before we get to the first place, Jeff, did you want to just let everyone know what the prize is for the leading wicket taker and the leading run scorer?
Certainly. It's Witches Falls Cottage, 3 nights there in a luxury cottage, including breakfast. It's worth about $770. And that's thanks to Witches Falls Cottages.
Thank you, Witch. And that's at Mount Tambourine. So, and probably no surprise, he's been in incredible form. In first place, the skipper of the Hip Pocket Rockets, Sean McCarthy. 13 wickets at an average of 6.77. So Justin Butcher from Hastings Deering and Jeff Roberts handing over the prize. Well done, Sean McCarthy. So we obviously had the gold cap by Sean McCarthy, and also we had another gold cap out there tonight, which was wonderful to see them go head to head. So the leading run scorer in third place, Peter Vanderkooy for the Hip Pocket Rockets, 154 runs. Hitting runs for fun everywhere this season. Second, Harrison Wood from the Valley Raptors, 159 runs at an average of 159. So pretty hard to get out. And yet again, the skipper of the Aidacare Aztecs, Chris Gillam, scoring 235 runs at an average of 58.75. It was wonderful to see Sean and Chris go at it. I'm not too sure if there's too much sledging out there, Chris, but well done, Chris. No double date there between Chris and Sean. Sean looks somewhat disappointed, but I'm sure he'll get over it. So now we head to the Blue Dog Sports Player of the tournament. I'll just ask Chris Wilson to come up. He's had a pretty fair day, Chris. And he'll be assisted by Andrew Crook from Murdoch Lawyers. So the winner will receive a 12-month equipment sponsorship from Blue Dog Sports, as voted by the Darling Downs Bush Bash League Committee. So the votes are in, and in third place from the Robscan Knight Riders was Chris Glass. In second place, the skipper of the Hip Pocket Rockets, Mr. Sean McCarthy. And in first place, there's a bit of a theme here tonight, the skipper of the Aidacare Aztecs, Mr. Chris Gillam. He's done a fair bit of running and looks to be a fair bit more walking tonight, Chris. So congratulations, Chris. Wonderful. Thanks so much, Chris Wilson, for the sponsorship. I'm just going to hand you over to the commissioners, Mr. Tony Anderson and Kent Reamers, for a few words.
Thanks again, mate. Well done, Mark. Thanks everyone for coming here tonight. Look, I think we all agree it was a great game of cricket, and I know, speaking on behalf of Kent and myself, we couldn't wish for a better final to go down to the last, basically over. And congratulations to the Rockets. You played really, really well. I mean, that was a tough chase tonight, under lights to go that distance, and good on you. You know, well done. The Aidacare lads. What would we say? Better luck next time, unfortunately. But it was a great game of cricket, and you set a pretty imposing total, lads. So I know it was just a great spectacle all around, and something that you all need to be proud of. It was really good to watch. Obviously, we've got a few people to thank. We'll just run through them quickly. Our umpires and our scorers, from all over the South Queensland, international through to local umpires. A highlight, Paulie Barton and Bruce Oxenford. Bardo's, that was Bardo's wish list? Yep, okay. Bardo's sort of going to take that away for a while. The grounds and the facilities, look, our pitches were last year to roads like Highfields this year. So, I mean, obviously we don't have a tournament without quality wickets, and to get wickets that can play consistently is very important for us, and no, we really appreciate it. Given the fact that it's so early in the season for us to get wickets up and running. TGS, Highfields, a credit to all. The involvement of Toowoomba cricket and the Lockie Valley cricket is very important for us. Obviously, we didn't get it off the ground without the help from those two associations. Thanks, mate. Our fantastic local media, so the Chronicle, Gatton Star, Channel 7, Win News, they've all done a great job, and we've had plenty of cooperation when getting our stories on media. We've got our media tart sitting over here. Our local pin-up boy seems to do the job. Our other sponsors: USQ, Power FM, Power T or PTV, Local Search, Action Arenas, Toowoomba, Big Shot Photography, Blue Dog Sports, Wilson Brothers Finance, and FX Technology Managed. So thanks very much, guys, for all your help and participation. Our hit the side sponsors, Hastings Deering. Look, you know, guys, thank you so much for jumping on board with us and being a part of it, and we really appreciate it. Little note here, sorry, the COVID limited the social experience, but thank you very, very much for your involvement. Murdoch Lawyers, again for their Name Your Right sponsorship, Andrew and the team. Thank you so much for your participation. Continued, we do really appreciate it, mate. Our coaches and managers, day to day. Many of these cricketers don't have coaches and managers on hand. It's an absolute luxury to have them. Some in our regions, great cricketers on board, passing their knowledge, which is something that was very important for us, obviously, to get the game vertically integrated. So, thank you. Now, Remo, get on this.
Vertically integrated, well said. Team owners, new and old owners here in this competition. Had a changeover of two. It was great to have some new people on board, and just thank you for being involved. I think it's a fantastic flavour having different businesses do what they do and being involved. So thank you. Our volunteers, Angus Rathy, Ross Lehman from TCI, Elijah Kugel, Jeremy Cotter, Liam Brown, and Anthea Moody. Thank you very much for everything you do. Can we give them a round of applause? To Clayton Faulknell and Rick Woods, everyone here should probably buy them a beer. They seriously put in some hard yards. They do a lot of behind the scenes stuff for us, organising the game day, organising the admin side of it for us. Absolute powerhouses. So we must thank them. They're absolute legends. So thanks guys. Stats, all of that. Duckworth Lewis. We've got to thank our families of volunteers and players. Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL is an intense period with a lot of other cricket on. So must thank our families for their understanding for the rubbish that we carry on with during this time. The support from the community, all these people that come out to watch the games that we don't normally see at cricket in Toowoomba or in Gatton. It's absolutely amazing. And there's people that come to these games that aren't involved with cricket, so it's great that they see the spectacle and want to come have a look. Most importantly, to the players, yet again, this is a showcase of exciting cricket that they're starting to replicate this across Australia in different regions. So it takes a little bit of vision from every one of you to jump on board and be a part. So we are incredibly grateful for both these teams, but the other 4 teams that were involved and the teams from last season. So thank you very much. Thanks for your travel, your commitment, and your great sportsmanship. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kent and Tony. We'll move on to the Blue Dog Sports Player of the Final. This will be presented by Kent and Tony, and also assisted by our major sponsor, Andrew Cook from Murdoch Lawyers. So obviously the winner of the final, judged by the umpires, and just a quick hand to the 2 umpires for today. Without that, we wouldn't have a match, so thanks to the officials. And the prize is what you have in your hand there, which looks to be a lovely piece of wood with a handle as well. So the Blue Dog Sports Player of the Final is Jared Sipple. Clean hitting, great bowling, and I have heard that you don't like wearing shoes as well, mate, so true to form. I don't think he'll be changing his bat after watching him hit tonight. So we'll just move on to the runners-up. So I'll ask the captain, Chris Gillum, who obviously had to captain the ship after while she went down with a broken finger, and also the owner, Dan Burrows, to come up. And Welshie, yeah, why not? He's about the only one appropriately dressed at the moment by the look of it. So give him a round of applause. Dan Burrows from the Aidacare Aztecs, Chris Gillum and Welshie. Just a few words, Dan.
Firstly, I'd like to thank Graham and Sean, Hip Pocket. Well done tonight, guys. You deserve that. I'd like to thank the crowd for turning up. It's so good to see local cricket with a crowd. That's probably one of the most enjoyable things of this tournament. The umpires tonight, thank you very much. Had a great game. Tony and Kent and Clayton, well done, guys, for another successful second season. To the sponsors, Murdoch Lawyers, thank you again for your support. To our lads and our families, thank you for the effort you've put in this season. We were pretty close, and you know, that's the game of cricket for you. Welshie and Chris for captaining the Aidacare Aztecs this year. Thank you very much. You've done a top job. That's about all from me.
I'll echo Dan's comments. Congratulations to Graham, Heath, Clarkey, Remo, Shawnee. Well done, guys. Well-drilled team, so you deserve it. To all the supporters out there, thanks for coming. It's certainly been an interesting period for everyone, and so thank you for coming out and supporting this wonderful event. We love playing in front of a great crowd, and to have the effort of everyone here tonight to make sure that we got it up was fantastic to see. So credit to all you guys for coming along. Thanks to the Aidacare boys. We've uncovered some great cricketers in our group, and to boot, you're all good fellas. So thank you very much. Thanks to Dan, Ando, Kenny, and Gayleen for all your help, support throughout the season. It's been fantastic. Anything that we've wanted, you've been there, and we've had a great laugh. And the Rocket boys were too good for us tonight. Thanks to Welshie. It's tough being a captain and not being able to be out there, but I appreciate your support and guidance, so thank you. And lastly, thanks to Kent and Clado for your support and getting this off the ground, and to Murdoch Lawyers for sponsoring, and to Hastings as well, so thank you.
Well said, man. Congratulations. Hard luck tonight. I'll just ask Andrew Crook on behalf of Murdoch Lawyers in conjunction and Angus Rathie to present the winner's check. We'll get the owner and the captain to have a chat after we do the actual presentation. So, Andrew Crook, just congratulations, mate, on another wonderful sponsorship. But we'll ask for the team to come up. Ken, is that what we're doing? So the winner of the Darling Downs Bush Bash League 02 goes to Hip Pocket Rockets. We'll present the trophy to the Hip Pocket Rockets in just a moment, but this is something that's been pretty much a heartfelt donation by the Anderson family. Tony and Justin have been around cricket for a long time. It's actually built by Justin. The wood at the base of the trophy is actually from Tony's farm. It's an absolute labour of love, and it's a showpiece. The Anderson family's contribution to cricket in and around Toowoomba has been nothing but short of fantastic, with Jeff having been the Darling Downs South West Queensland coaching director, and obviously both Tony and Justin being fine players. I can say that myself, and now contributing with coaching in the region. And Ken has nicknamed them the Walker Brothers for different reasons. So, and obviously their children also playing here in Toowoomba and Brisbane. So an outstanding contribution from the Anderson boys and the Anderson families. So just a massive round of applause for them, please. And we'll get the actual trophy presented. But just before we do, Andrew from Murdoch Lawyers.
Thanks very much. We're delighted to come back again this year and sponsor the competition. Thank you to Tony, Clayton and Kent for putting on a tournament in somewhat challenging times. He certainly even put the weather on tonight too, Kent, there, dust storms and rain and everything, so he's got it all. He's got the complete package. But the competition wouldn't be without all the supporters, the other sponsors, the players, some outstanding cricket throughout the year. Very enjoyable to watch. To the guys who chased down tonight, incredible effort. Certainly couldn't have got much closer. Probably Clarkie's on his third heart. Probably again, he was a bit nervous there at Grammar the other day I saw before the finals. But no, we've been delighted to come on board, and we appreciate all the support from the crowd, the players and everyone. We've been very happy to be part of the community and support the community, and of course love watching good games of cricket. Thank you all.
Thank you, Andrew. Do we have Justin from Hastings Deering here as well to present the trophy, or you thought you got away, mate? So we'll get Justin and Andrew, the two major sponsors of the DDBBL, and together. And the trophy presentation for the Hip Pocket Rockets. Someone come and get it. And I'll ask for Graham Strang, the owner, and also Sean McCarthy to say a few words. So thank you, Graham.
Thanks, mate. Just want to thank everyone coming out tonight. It's been an absolutely amazing evening of high-quality cricket. Aidacare boys, you know, you brought everything you could to us, and there was nothing in it. You know, Dan and I have some gentle sledging in each other, and it's just been sensational. Murdochs, thank you, mate. You know, without you, we wouldn't have this. You know, Ando, Kent, everyone, it's just been bloody brilliant. I mean, we've all, I can probably re-thank everyone again, but, you know, just, it's been fantastic. And just thank you for coming out. It's been great.
Yeah, spot on, Stringy. I think everyone's thanked everyone so far. I think Ian told me there was a lot of people that were missed, and that was USQ, the trainee staff physios they had. I think on behalf of Kent, the only person that used them, he can certainly say thank you for that. Boys, we've already said it all before, so we'll say it 30 more times tonight for sure. Thank you very much to everyone that came out, especially the Rocket fans. You guys are amazing every week. Love seeing the Rocket caps everywhere we go. And if Power FM could play Rocket Man on repeat for the next 2 hours, that'd be fantastic. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much, ladies and gentlemen, for hanging around to round out the second season of the DDBBL. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see season number 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 and continuing on. So big round of applause to the Hip Pocket Rockets, and see you all next season.